one's a surprise. My camera's over here. Welcome to a special edition Valentine's Day stream. Now, I am not single. I have a husband. We've been married for some amount of time. And I was, like, looking into making him chocolate because, also my mic's over here. The whole production of this stream is going to be a nightmare, by the way. I was gonna make him chocolate because I was watching like this cute Japanese show, and in Japan at least around Valentine's Day a lot of times girls will make chocolate for boys, and I was like, well, that's cute. And then I googled how to make chocolate and it looked really hard, and I did not have faith in my chances of making that happen. So we're gonna build him a PC instead. His PC is in dire need of being laid to rest. It frequently just gives up in the middle of stuff, so... And the parts in it are quite old, so we're going to be building him a new one today. This is a bad idea. This is going to be a disaster. No, it's not. It could be. There's potential. Anyways, this may be a very long stream. I may turn off the stream if something goes wrong and I need, like, some solitude to figure it out. It is, for now at least, just me and my tripod here, so I will try to get you guys an angle in whatever I'm working on, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that properly. And, what other disclaimers do I have? I thought I had some. I don't know. I'll come up with them as we go. You may not always be able to hear me. I may have to kind of shout for the mic because I'm just using this mic. And it'll be over the desk, but if I, like, leave or something, then you won't be able to hear me. I considered, miking myself with, like, the wireless one, but I feel like having more cables on me is not a good thing. I have here some parts. I'm probably going to take some of this stuff off of my desk because I don't need it all right away. I also have a couple of dishes with which to put extra screws and stuff, and I have my trusty screwdriver. I will read a little chat now, but just throughout the stream, I'm probably going to check it periodically, but for the most part, we'll ignore it completely, so I am trusting you guys to entertain yourselves, and please don't be sad if I don't read or see your question, because I'm mostly going to be, doing this. What's up, guys? Computers are easier than chocolate. I mean, I've yet to see a chocolate recipe that's just like, plug it in. And that is largely what computers are. They're just very expensive Lego. Fish cam, yeah. So I do have a little fish cam in the corner, and the reason I have that is so that you aren't surprised by the fish if I decide to flip it to the small cam screen. And this is the one that I intend to use if I have to, like, go Google something, or leave the room, or walk to the electronics store, or, you know, whatever. So, but for the most part, we're going to use this, and I'm just going to try and figure out how to get a good angle. You're going to see angles of my office and me that you have never seen before and are not designed to be seen. I'm somewhat messy. I'm not, like, the worst, but I'm not the best either. Okay, first things first, am I going to give a parts tour? There's, like, a lot of it. I will highlight the processor, because this was provided for us by Intel, which we are deeply grateful for. This is a Core i9, which is way too much, and I'm really excited to be using this today. So we're going to be using the Core i9. This is an i9, what was it? It's the 18-core one. It's the i9-7980XE, so goodness gracious, they really came through there. If I'd known about it earlier, I might have stolen it and used it in my build. And then to go with that, I got, the rest of this stuff was not provided or not sponsored in any way, but the Intel one was a freebie. This thing is the Asus Republic of Gamers Strix X299E gaming motherboard, and apparently it's the official motherboard sponsor of BlizzCon. I didn't know that when I bought it, but hopefully it works. It does support BIOS flashback, so we can do that if we need to do that again, but I think this one's going to be a little easier to have running out of the box, because a lot of the problems that popped up during my last build were because Threadripper is just a little odd. So I'm going to put the power supply down here. And our very first job is going to be getting the processor installed on the motherboard. So I'm going to build on top of the motherboard, and I actually am going to breadboard it this time. So what that means, if you are new to the concept, is basically installing the bare minimum components onto just the motherboard while it is outside of the case to see if you can get the build to post, which it means to pass its, power on self-test? Something like that. If it turns on, you don't need to get into Windows because we haven't installed that yet. That's for later. But if you can get it to turn on while it's outside of the case, that means that those things are probably working, and then you can do the more work part where you put them in the case. I did not do this last time, and I really should have. So this box is going to have, also, I'm chatty right now because that's kind of how I normally stream, but I'm probably going to get over that pretty quick. and there may be long periods of unexplained silences. So this looks like it contains the heat shields for the M.2 drives, although they have plugs on them. That's weird. I should probably check the manual. I don't know what that is. It's like a stabber with a plug. Is that a fan cable? Oh, oh no, not a fan cable. Oh, you know what this is? This is is it the Wi-Fi card? I think this is the Wi-Fi card. It's got like some weird, here, look at that thing. That's what that is. I read about that. I did read the motherboard manual. I will probably have to refer back to it because I don't remember stuff. Last time I just threw things on the ground and that was a poor decision. So I guess I'm going to actually, I have a small trash can. I can put things down there and then later on we can move them if need be. So I need to get the motherboard out of the anti-static bag. Something that you want to, I guess I should have a recycling pile. That's probably going to get thrown. We're going to pitch that over that way. That was only slightly loud. And you want to get your motherboard out of your anti-static bag, but don't put it on top of the anti-static bag. I learned that it's really just the inside of it that is anti-static-y, and that you're better off just putting it on a flat, non-conductive surface. I have an anti-static wristband. I have chosen to not use it today because I never keep them on. As long as you are continuing to ground yourself and touch your case and you're not like rubbing a balloon on your head to make your hair stand up, you're probably gonna be fine. Am I missing something? This is a little early to be getting held up. I'm just trying to lift it out of the case. I'm trying to grab the bag. It's a little bit pinched in there. There's some foam kind of around the I/O parts. That's I think is the sticking point. Maybe not. Pull cardboard out. Fish can pot. Thanks for all your videos. Inspired me to start my own channel. Good luck. Wear the anti-static wristband. I don't want to. They're like, I feel like it causes me more problems than anything else. Sorry if this is upsetting people. This whole stream may be very upsetting. I feel like it's going to cause me more problems than not, just because, like, it's popping off and you trip over it, and I'm not very coordinated. Also, I have to show you that, but I'll show you that once I get this motherboard actually on the case. Some drivers that we're not going to use the disk for, because we can just download them. There's some stickers. Alright. Let's get out of the bag. It came with this Asus, like, door hanger thing. And on one side it says, "Game on, you shall not pass," and the other side says, "Game off, you may enter." So, that's cool. Hazel, good luck in the build. Thanks, Marie. Any bets on if it starts up the first time? You guys are welcome to speculate. And indeed, I think that is going to be most of the drama of the stream. This is the monitor we're going to be using for the boot tests, so I'll make sure you guys have a good view on that. Right. There we go. There we go. I said I wouldn't throw things on the floor. Okay. Get this right way up. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that we put the DIMMs in correctly later. There is so much shielding on this board. Here, I should get you guys a better view. You guys don't need to see me. There we go. It's gonna be kind of sideways. That's fine. That'll have to do. So processor goes first. We install a processor, then remove and keep the cover. So the left, when we're opening it, and I may refer back to the instructions, it's a 1 bar, 2 bar kind of situation. And then 2, 1. So we do the left one first. So we do the left bar, and then the right bar. And with those both up, this should lift right up, which it does. That exposes the... I thought there were contacts on Intel boards. I thought Intel had the... it's been a while. It's been years since I've built with an Intel processor. Also, I'm going to need a knife today. I'm going to grab one. It's been a long time since I built with an Intel processor, but last time I did, they had the pins on the processor and the contacts on the board, because I remember it was unique to me that the AMD one was the other way around. And we can cut it open on this side too. I originally wanted to surprise my husband with this, and there may be a chance that happens. But he does follow the stream, so he probably got an email about it as soon as we went live. And I did briefly consider, I don't know how you guys can see things. I did briefly consider, okay, like naming the stream deceptively to trick him, but I felt like tricking all of you would probably be not worth it, because this stream was not going to be the same kind of thing we normally do. So I am 67% sure I know how to do this, but I'm going to look at the instructions anyways. So yeah, left, right, up, which we did already, good. They want you to... It says they want you to pop out this plate now. The video that I watched yesterday had that happen later. Align the triangles in the corner, and then go... Oh yeah, you pop out the plate at the end, then 1, 2, 3. Okay, I guess you can pop out this plate whenever. Install the processor first, then remove and keep the cover. Alright, well, we're just going to get the processor in there. So the corner's already up. Let's see. The cover is up. This is the best angle you're going to get. The triangle appears to be printed on the top right, this corner right here that you can't see because my hand covers it. So we are going to very gently lay down this chip onto the motherboard, lining up those two triangles. Which I'm pretty sure it's just this way, but I don't see it, and I want to double check because that's the whole reason they put them. Oh no, it's this way. See, it is a good thing I checked. Text is going to be upside down, but that's why we have triangles. Line them up. So, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, on the, you see on this side of the chip, there's that little silver triangle in the very corner. They want you to line that up with the one on the motherboard that there is no way you'll be able to see. So, pick up the chip. Oh yeah, no, it is pins on the motherboard, contacts on the processor, huh? And we want to very gently lay that down, only handle it by the sides. Oh my god, I'm scared. I can't hold it very good. My hands are kind of shaking, but it does fit, and it fits pretty specifically. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Okay, so now for the actually scary part, we need to latch those levers, and there may be some crunching. This is a very expensive component. This manual is in Spanish. I read manuals when I'm anxious because I just want to double check that I'm doing it right. So now that we've done this, we actually need to pop the cover out, because it's not going to work like this. Do I slide the cover out? It says remove. I know, I'm trying. There may be great advice in the chat. There we go. But I will probably not read it in time. Okay, cover's out. So now we lay the plate over it. Good. And then we're going to do 2, 1. You do it in the opposite order that you lifted them up. Right. Doubting myself. Yep. This side, and then this side. Something fell off. That's okay. That's going to be the theme of this stream. So, confidence. Oh my goodness, that takes some pressure. And it goes under. Good. This isn't as bad as it used to be. I cannot hear any crunching, and it's in. That is one installed processor. So, good stuff. I'm going to try not to swear. I almost did. That's plastic. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. I should probably recycle that, huh? Okay, processor's in. Good job, me. Hopefully that works. What's next on my list? I'm going to install 1 stick of RAM, the graphics card, because this does not have any graphical interface, and I don't believe there's a speaker on it, and I don't really want to grab the one from either build. So if I want enough to post, I think I need to connect it to a monitor, so we'll pop the graphics card in. What the heck is this thing? Why is there a prism in it? Anyways. 1 stick of RAM first. We will be using... Where's my RAM? I have a kit here, Corsair Vengeance LPX DDR4 RAM. There are 2 16GB sticks to make 32 gigabytes in total. It is 66 megahertz RAM, which once again, maximum speed accepted by this processor and compatible with this motherboard. And then I will double check the motherboard manual to check which slot I want it in, and it may be a different slot from the slots I install both of them in. This is quad channel RAM, which actually has different recommended slots from dual channel RAM. And there you go. You got some DIMMs there. Good stuff. Where's my manual? I'm kind of liking this angle because you can't see my face, and I enjoy that because I know from years of streaming actual gameplay, not like I do anymore, my focusing face is not cute. Alright, so we're looking at the RAM configuration. Memory. Page... What do you mean pages 1 through 5? How many pages does it take to tell me? There we go, okay. So for just one DIMM, they want you to put it in this slot right here. We're going to use both eventually, obviously, but we only need one for the post-test, and you generally want to use fewer components for these. It looks like these ones and that one's stable. You want to use fewer components just because that way if you have like a second bad stick of RAM or something, I don't know. Logic. I read it on the internet. And this will take some pressure, but it also only goes in one way. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball it. That looks right. And then my hands are so shaky. Ugh. Also, these things are so dry. They're always kind of scrapey. And it doesn't help that I haven't moisturized today because I didn't want to be greasy for this. But now everything's just kind of dusty and my nails feel really dry. I was going to paint them, but then I was like, aha, I've learned my lesson. That is right. I can see that it's right. I just need to believe in myself. Are you in? I did not hear it click, but it will close, so I guess it's in. If that doesn't work, then I will try pushing it harder, but it looks in to me. Anyways, alright. What did I say? 1 stick of RAM, the graphics card, the cooler, and the power, because you do not want to try and boot this up without attaching your cooler. So I'll do the graphics card last because that thing's huge. It's the 1070 Ti that I harvested from my baking stream rig, which will get the old second-hand 980 that is currently in his rig because, oh no, it's not a Ti. It's a 1070, but not a 1070 Ti. I don't know. It's a good graphics card. It'll work just fine. If it fails for any reason, we can get him a nicer one, but the motherboard was expensive enough. What am I doing? Cooler, that's right. Okay. So the cooler that we have today is this thing right here. This is a Corsair H115i Pro, which I'm familiar with from my previous exploits with it in my last build. I did not actually end up using it in my last build. Also, this is a different one. Did not end up using it in my last build, but that's not for the fault of the processor. It's rather the fault of the fact that it does not have the right bracket for Threadripper, and this is a much more common bracket type. I'm going to put this RAM somewhere safe, right over here. So let's get this opened up. We don't need to plug much in. We just need to get the cooler running, power to the cooler, I guess power to the graphics card, power to the motherboard. Ugh, I hate power cables. Is there a parts list? There will be. I'll put the VoD on my channel when I'm done, and I'll put the part list in the description at that time. I did not think enough to create one ahead of time. Okie dokie. That's the motherboard manual. That will go right by the RAM in my safe place. This thing, boxes are going to be the end of me. I think I remember tearing this box apart last time too. I might just cut my way into it. That might be better. I just want to say, if Jamie's around, I do have the pink box cutter that I received in my fan mail opening. I use it often. It's just like a little heavier than this one and also a little bigger. Like, I don't want to accidentally drop it on my build. That did nothing. This cardboard, it means business. I'm probably really dumb. There's probably like a really easy way to open it. It's one of those ones that's like folded over and there's no flaps on it. Like, I guess they just don't want you stealing it in the store. Although it would be an awkward thing to steal. Oh, there's a flap. Haha. I'd like a word with whoever designed this box. Oh, it's taped on this side. This is why I don't do my nails. Or at least not before this. So how are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? Any fun plans? I've heard that some people like to go out to eat on Valentine's Day. Is this glued? You've got to be kidding me. Why would it be open on one side but then glued? This, like, I'm gonna have a stream where I do okay with the PC build, but just get, like, absolutely wrecked by boxes. I hate boxes. Okay. Is it like really busy? Because I know people recommend going out to eat like before or after Valentine's Day to avoid the rush. But what if everybody's doing that? And it means there is no rush because everyone's so afraid of the rush that nobody goes out. Like, I just want to know if anybody's checked, because I certainly haven't been out. It's the end goal, gaming? Yeah, this is just gaming. This is just gaming. It is for my dear husband, who will be gaming 1080. I don't believe he's too excited for 4K, and his monitors aren't set up for it. If I was recommending monitors for him, I would recommend a higher hertz, a higher refresh rate, instead of, this is the most awful unboxing ever. I'm glad you guys can't see half of it. I'd recommend him a higher refresh rate over a higher resolution for gaming, at least at this time. Okay. You're up. That was loud. Manuals, we might need those, especially if I get nervous or need a hug. So, fans. Am I going to install the fans in the radiator while it's outside of the thing? I would just use a stock cooler, but these ones don't come with stock coolers. I just want it for the self-test. I'm not setting this up yet. Although I guess I'm kind of setting it up. We've got our brackets, got our radiator, and you got our pump head. This Corsair H115i is an all-in-one liquid cooling setup, which is just a cooler that has liquid in it that you never have to encounter because it's already pre-installed for you. All you really got to do is screw your fans onto your radiator and screw your, and get your fan head, or not fan head, pump head, this thing mounted onto your processor. It comes with thermal paste pre-applied, and I will be taking advantage of that today. I do have extra thermal paste if I need some, but I have more faith in the pre-applied stuff right now than I do in my own ability to correctly apply thermal paste, or my own mental health to cope with people on the internet telling me how I applied thermal paste wrong, no matter how I do it. Like, I have never, ever seen a video where someone applies thermal paste without at least, like, 3 comments being like, you did it wrong. It doesn't matter how you did it. There's always somebody that just, like, can't handle it. So, it comes with a bracket already on it, and I believe this is the bracket that we need. I'm gonna hold it over to kind of, like, eyeball it. But I believe this thing, which is on it, hang on, you can't see it. This thing, that's your square bracket. I'm pretty sure that's for Intel, and I think that is exactly the correct size. I'm also going to, when I finally mount this on, this is just temporary, but when we mount it on for good, hold the fan headers there. Yeah, that'll do it. When I mount it on for good, I'm going to try to have the text facing upright, although I will say it doesn't matter because the window on the case, which I'll show you guys later, faces a wall. Nobody is ever going to be looking into this thing. Alright, we got screws, we got screws, we got screws for days. So these ones are going to be for attaching the fans to the radiator. I want the ones that are going to attach the pump head to the motherboard. And the manual is probably a good way to find out which ones those are. Correctly applying thermal paste is a meme. Easier to install most things in motherboard. So the way I like to do it, and also I had this whole like cute speech that I was going to give before I started about how building a computer is like raising a child. There's many ways to do it. Some of them are probably better than others, but as long as you don't kill it, it's fine. so chill. But hang on. Oh, standoff screws. Good. Right. Yes, I need to do that. See, this is what manuals are for. Yeah, the way I like to do it is processor and RAM on the board. Like, once we actually get to building it in the case, I like to have the processor and the RAM already on the board. I will probably do the M.2 drives here, too. Maybe not, because one of them's going to stand straight up. This board does have 2 M.2 slots, but they're weird. Okay, so for motherboard standoffs, Intel standoff screws, use C for LGA. Okay. Yeah, LGA 2066. I was fairly certain. So I need screw C, which is the exact same as screw B, except it's slightly fatter on its butt. as screws are often. So, is that this one? It looks kind of fat, but like I don't have a skinny screw to shame it with. Oh, maybe it's that one. Okay. That was probably a really off-color joke. I'm sorry. I don't know who I am today. 3, and then 4. There we go. You screws are beautiful, and I love you just the way you are. Let's get this in here. Best part of Valentine's Day is the day after, half-price chocolate day. I got some full-price chocolates in my kitchen. I have not opened them yet. So they want you to put the long end in the standoff sockets. Is that it? This is a very tiny diagram. Looks like it. Although, does that make sense? Is that right? Yeah, because then these things, these big 4 bad boys that you can't see. So this is my standoff screw, basically. There we go. That's my standoff screw. So I just need this eventually to go on one side of it, and it looks like, I guess I can just try them. That's probably a good way to do it. Okay, so I need the skinny end up because that's the only end that's fitting in this thing. That makes sense. So let's get these installed. Basically, there's 4 sockets all around the processor spot. And this is something that we only need to install the one time. These can stay in. Yeah, it's the i9-7980XE, and it was graciously provided for us by Intel. I'm going to drop a lot of things in this motherboard, and it's going to stress you out, and it's going to stress me out, and hopefully we'll all get through it together. I'm also, like, I use a Threadripper in my main build, so I am down for the advantages of both. Everything works good right now. It's not a bad age for processors, especially for content creators. The multitasking is quite good these days. Okay. So I'm going to stand up so we can get the pump heads on. I'm debating not attaching the fans to the radiator yet. Like, I know I'm going to need to do it anyways, but I'm only going to turn on for like 10 seconds. I guess I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't want to cut corners. I don't want to have anything really obvious that I can point to if this doesn't work. Wait, what am I doing? That doesn't go on yet. We're not there yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah. I was like kind of nervous about this yesterday, and I was like looking up lists of like tips for PC builds to just try and make sure there wasn't anything that I'd forgotten. And all of it was like, make sure you connect the second power supply cable to the motherboard, and if it doesn't turn on, make sure you remember to flip the switch on the PSU. And while those are common mistakes that I both made before, they're not life or death. Okay. I probably shouldn't screw this in so hard. I should probably do like corner, 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 and then fully tighten. Although I'm gonna need to take this off, so. You can't check the verges. Do you guys ever see I think I know what you're talking about. It's the Bitwit video where he's in some kind of a character that I can't speak for, but he's in some kind of a character and he's like watching the Verge, it's gone now, but he was watching the Verge PC build video. Goodness. That video actually gave me a lot of confidence in PC building, because if they can do all of that and have it still work, you know, it's not such a big deal. Today is about realizing that it's okay. It's probably gonna work. Did I forget to install a standoff? Darn it! Ugh. I'm gonna take this off before I put it in anyways, and also it's staying right here, so that's fine. I'm going to be reinstalling all this once I get it into the build, because I don't want to have it like dangling off while I'm trying to move the motherboard. So I am, however, going to install the fans onto the radiator before I get this in, because that part can just happen now. While I do that, I should probably take a second to think about my airflow. I have always liked mounting, here, I'm just talking for now. I have always liked mounting the radiator to the top of the case as an intake, and then having, I want to say exhale. Outputs, I don't know. Air coming out in the top, out the back. With the bottom left to do its own thing. I've found that always gives me like a tiny bit of positive air pressure. I don't usually get too much dust buildup in my cases, and it's just the way I've always done it. So I'm going to try and do that again today. I'll show you the case once we get to actually putting stuff in the case, but for now I'm just going to look at it on my own and make sure that this is going to work and fit. So hang on. Goodbye. Yeah, it'll fit up there. Actually, that may be the only place it's going to fit. I could mount it on the bottom, but I don't want to do that. We have carpet, and I don't want an intake down there, and I also don't want to use this as an outtake. So, the reason I did all that was so I could figure out which end of these I want to be facing the right way. Air is going this way, as evidenced by the arrow, and I'm going to angle this down now. Okay, yeah, thermal paste pre-applied by the manufacturer in this one. We do have some handy in case we need to top up, but for the most part, we're good. So eventually, this is going to be up like here where you can't see it. So I need fan. We have room for 2 fans here. I just checked the direction, but I'm going to check it again. They actually print, if you're ever like feeling really dumb, like I often do, and you just can't remember which direction the air is going to go, and you're like spinning it and trying to feel it and nothing's happening, don't judge me. They often print a tiny, where is it? Can we focus? Can we not? Alright, you're gonna have to take my word for it. They print a tiny arrow on the casing. It's not like that for all fans, but for most of them. Okay, so they gave me some screws for this too, and they're just big screws. Because they have to be pretty long, because they're actually going like through the radiator. So we're gonna open up this bag of goodies. I'm just gonna dump them all into a dish, which is why I have dishes here. And they gave me all kinds of these, so we have lots. So just like this will be, well, I want to consider which way I need the cables coming out, because they're gonna need to meet up with the fan headers down here. So if it's up here, I want that to be like this, okay. This isn't going to be the prettiest case that's ever happened in terms of cable management. I would like to go ahead and set that expectation right now. It's never been my forte. Not with computers, not with knitting. Like, I have yarn everywhere. And it's one of those things that I've just kind of accepted. It's okay, you know? Obviously, there's, like, horrific cable management that is actively impeding your airflow, and that's not good. You don't want that. But, like, as long as it's not the worst thing ever, and you can get in to, like, get stuff out. Like, what I can't stand, and I ranted about this in the last time, what I can't stand is when people obsessively zip tie and trim their zip tie. I mean, obviously, you gotta trim the zip tie, but, like, people that obsessively zip tie cables down in, like, big bunches, especially cables that are not, like, connected to each other. What if you have to take something out? You have to then take shears right next to your cables, and it's just like, use Velcro. I know it's not as like slick looking, and maybe your computer is going to last forever, and you'll never need to take it open again, but you know, at least Velcro you can undo without having to cut it. How's it going, Hazel? What's up, Archmage of Lexion? It's going alright. Nothing's gone wrong yet. Currently we are setting things up on our motherboard for a breadboard test, where we will find out if everything works. I'm just getting my components on my cooler so that I don't melt my poor processor when I turn everything on to find out that it works. Nice cooler wouldn't fit in my case, didn't want a full tower. That is absolutely valid, and these things are usually often a little bit overkill. I am really spoiled, and I always build with just like stuff that's way too big. Like this board isn't even that big. The case we're putting it in is huge, and that's mostly just because I like having a lot of room. I don't want to be cramped when I'm working, and I find that it's a little easier to get things in and get things out if need be in a case with more space. And it's not like I'm running out of room of where to put it in our apartment or anything. It doesn't have to fit in a corner. So I don't mind building really big. It's not like they're any heavier, they're just big. Although they are quite heavy. Yeah, no, I could have done it in Mid-Tower. I absolutely could have. I'm aware that I am what's wrong with a lot of PC building, but a lot of the decisions of, like, you know, you don't need this, doesn't mean you can't do it. It just, it's extra money, but it's not gonna hurt. Okay, I want to take off that Corsair sticker. Should I do that now? I have a magnetic bowl for screws. I miss it. Sounds not a bad idea. I know people have those things that you can buy, like, on, in grocery store checkouts that are, like, magnet little doodly bobs that you put into your purse. I guess to find your keys, make your keys bigger? I don't know. I don't know what other magnetic things people would be looking for in my purse. Mine would probably just pick up a bunch of bobby pins. I don't plan on adding any LEDs beyond the ones that are built into everything in here. The pump head has some LEDs in it. The case has some LEDs built in. I'm not adding any more. It's facing a wall. There is like 6 inches between the wall and the window of the case, and nobody is sticking their head in there to look at how pretty it might be. Okay. Fans are on the radiator. That's good. Let's get these attached. Let me get this stuff plugged in. We will unplug it, but we'll be plugging back in. Okay, so this is SATA power. These are the fan headers for the fans from the top, and then this one I think is the controller. It's like a 3-pin. I'm going to check the manual because I don't remember what that is, and it's okay to not know as long as you look it up. Where'd my manual go for the... Here we go. This is for the cooler specifically. I think that's just the pump controller. Yeah, so pump power cable. And then they want, use the included Corsair link cable to attach the pump unit to a motherboard USB header. Oh, that's this thing. Okay, yeah. Do I need to do that now? Won't it turn on? Oh, I'll do it now. And then you're into the AMD stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, it wants a 3-pin fan header. Okay, I can find one of those. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be using it all the time. There's like a bunch of them. Oh yeah, here we go. There's the pump down here. 3-pin goes right there. Good job. Okay, Corsair link cable. I'm not convinced I need to do this right now, but I'm going to anyways, just because I'm paranoid about cutting corners, especially when people are watching me. Well, I'll get these plugged in for now. That goes in there. Just make sure that you're applying your pressure pretty straight on. You don't want to bend the pins. They're really annoying to unbend if you mess it up. There we go. Those are in. Still paranoid about that RAM. And then here's the cable, which I will refrain from calling dumb. I'm sure it does something important. Doodly bobs? Yes, doodly bobs. The Verge tried to... Oh, did they try to copyright strike it? That's funny. Okay, USB header is going to be down here at the bottom. Doesn't really matter because I'm going to move these later, but this one will do just fine. Actually, probably the one I'm going to use anyways because it's right next to the fan one. And then it wants to go in like this. Nightmare cable-wise, but whatever. What do you do? Okay, that it. Fan header, pump header, USB weird thing. So this is just power. Am I ready? I need the graphics card. I'm going to pop that in real quick. I left that on my couch. Don't worry, it's a really flat couch. Okay. If your motherboard has onboard graphics, you do not need to do this step for a breadboarding test. Because you can, like, you're just trying to find out if it turns on, but this motherboard does not have onboard graphics. So I'm going to be adding, let's make sure that's down. Is it going to not fit? Do I need to take out whatever the heck this thing is? My hair is also caught on my mic stand. What are you? And why are you so big? What purpose do you serve? It's just like it's like a Republic of Gamers crystal prism that is in the way of my PCIe slot. Like, move. Alright, I need to get my motherboard manual. Who do I be mad at? Would you charge to build a PC? I suppose if I wanted it to be my job. I feel like once you start asking for money for stuff, then you have to actually know how you're doing it. It's like the difference between cooking for yourself and, like, selling the food you cook. It's a lot more pressure. This is just kind of a hobby. And hobby implies that you do it more than once or twice every 5 years. Okay. So I want to know, can I take this thing off? Because it's in my way. And this isn't even like that big of a graphics card. This is, like I said, it's a 1070. It's not ridiculous. It's a good card. Strongly recommend it. I think they're more affordable now. I should probably have looked in the table of contents, huh? Motherboard overview. Motherboard layout. Well, let me find out what it's called first, you know? Well, that thing that they say about knowing your enemy, I need to know its name so that I know how to kill it. Also, there's like pages that are in Roman numerals before it even gets started. Okay, so here's the thing. It says it's not even on the map. It's not even on the map. There's like a big blank hole right where it should be on the map. Alright. Fine. You don't want to put you on the map? I will figure out what you are and I'll figure out how to take you off. It's gotta be say something near the PCIe section. Motherboard, CPU, DIMMs, power, SATA devices. Expansion card installation, page 11. Page 211. Yeah, I know. I know how to plug it in. I want to know what to do if it doesn't fit because of your dumb crystal prism thing of ridiculousness. Install a fan extension card. Okay, it's not telling me. It's got a seam on it, which makes me think it can come out. The prism should not be in the way if inserted correctly. It's like, do you see how close it is? Hang on, we're going for a ride. If I'm a little extra combative during the stream, it's because I get like this. So like, here's the PCIe slot right here. PCIe slot, crystal prism of doom. It's like there's this overhang. It's like literally right there. Where on earth is the card supposed to? I guess it is flat on that side. Am I being dumb? Oh, I hate it when I'm being dumb. I do it all the time. All right. Here. Put you back on. Stay there. It's not like I would have been putting it in backwards. I tried it this way. It is, I guess I could push. Ugh. It's just not necessary. You're just, alright, it's not touching. That's not my problem. The switch is down. Am I missing something? There's also like, oh, you know what it is? It's this thing. Is it? There's an extra shield on the left-hand side, and that appears to be impeding my progress on the left-hand. Oh, you know, I am dumb. My motherboard edge was not aligned with my box edge, so the box was stopping the edge of the card. Haha. Yep. Sure is. Alright, there you go. Are you in? Aren't you supposed to click in by yourself? Whatever, close enough. Maybe not. Oh yeah, it does click. Okay. Alright, so that's the graphics card. So we have installed one RAM processor, graphics card, cooler. So we just need to hook them all up to power, make sure we don't miss any of them, and then see if it posts. Also hook it up to graphics, which is easy enough. I have a... This thing's got DisplayPort on it, right? Yeah, it does. Okay. I think I read somewhere that they don't want you to use, or like, it's not the best idea to use DisplayPort for your post-test because it's like more driver intensive or something. I don't know if that's true. But it's the cable that's already attached to this monitor, so that's what we're going to do. In the meantime, we need the power supply. Oh, it's too heavy to pick up with one hand. And I'm using the same thing I used in my build. So this is overkill. It is a 850 watt titanium EVGA Supernova 850 T2. It'll do the job. The card is huge. No, it's not. I did every other step when I built mine. I just want it to... I don't think I'm going to accomplish this, but one of my goals with actually broadcasting this, which is not something I was originally excited about, is I just want to share that it's okay if you're not perfect, and it's okay to be learning, and nobody like comes out of the womb knowing how to build a computer, but it's not hard, and you can learn on YouTube. Not from me, but just in general. You know, don't be afraid to try it. everything is a completely manageable step once you've got them all sorted out. So, this smells good. Why does it smell good? It smells good. Okay. I hate boxes. I hate them. Would you just, like, stay under there? Thank you. Alright, I got a manual for this guy. I got a whole bunch of cables. This is a fully modular power supply, which I appreciate because I don't need all of it. Which means that you get your cables separately. You just get one brick. You can attach it. Anti-desiccant? No, just a desiccant, not an anti-desiccant. I will not eat it. Not that I usually do. What am I doing? There's a lot of this stuff. Cables, cables, cables. Doodly bops and some screws. Screws are good. Keep those. Doodly bops might be good. I don't know. And then over here is our brick. Comes in a nice little canvas bag. This is recycling. And you've got all of your ports on one side, and then the other side is the one that is going to face out of your case. It's got your power supply connector. It has got your on-off switch. I will keep that off for now. It's got like a crazy button that looks like a power button. It's just a sticker. I'm peeling that off right now. And also it's kind of, it doesn't rattle. It's just a vibrating. Okay, so which one should I do first? It doesn't really matter because this is just for now. We don't need any SATA power. We'll do motherboard power first. Where's my motherboard power cables? Titanium, yeah. The processor's really nice, so I figured I didn't want to cheap out. You don't, I mean, you can. It's probably overkill, but better overkill than underkill. What am I doing? Motherboard power. Where's motherboard power? It's like a real big one. It's like a real big one. It's like a lot of pins. Oh, here it is. Look at all those pins. Tons of them. Tons of them. Nice thing about these is that they are keyed. You can see that there are different shapes around the edges of the pins, I guess. And those shapes correspond to shapes on the sockets. So you can very easily tell which way they are supposed to go in. And if they're not going in, then you're probably doing it wrong. But they do take quite a bit of pressure even when they are going in correctly. So this bad boy is going to go in this side. One, two. These are main motherboard power. This is the wrong one to do first. I'm going to look for the other one. CPU power, which should go over up here at the top. It's a tricky one. And I'm going to do that first because the other one's going to like cross over my board. Good power supply, overkill, yeah. Would have loved to seen a build collaboration. Oh, I have a bad record with collaborations. They're not my strong point. So this one's going to go down here. And then this one's going to go up here, and I always forget these. So flat sides are going to go on the top. There's another little 4-pin up there. Hang on, is my necklace hanging down? Let's get that in there. There's another little 4-pin up at the top there. I will double check my motherboard manual to find out what that is. It looks important. Flat sides, oh, other way. You always forget this one because they like hide it. Yeah, you're in. Okay, what's that 4-pin one all about? I don't remember that one. I've dropped something. Manuals for days here. I do appreciate that compared to manuals for some things, such as furniture, component manuals tend to be quite good. Power connection. 2.8. Just want to make sure I don't need to use an extra thing. Oh, it's an extra option. You can have another one. If you have like a 6 plus a 4-pin cable, you can add more power. I feel like I might need that. Do not use the 4-pin power plug only. Connect the 8 power or the 8 plus the 4 power plug. Do I have a CPU cable that includes a 8 plus a 4? That's the real question. I have a 4 plus a 4. Like, I could add another one and just use the 4. I don't know if I need to. There should be a clip on one side. Yeah. Not planning to overclock it initially. Certainly could, though. Definitely have enough overhead, too. Yeah. I don't know. It just says you can do both. It says you can do this or that. You would think that I would need more, just logically, because this processor is so stupid. And by stupid, I mean wonderful. Thank you, Intel. It's just, this'll tell me. It'll have power requirements. This is the Intel manual. That's the warranty. Is this the Intel manual? This might be just the warranty. It's got like the warranty and the installation instructions. Maybe they assume that by the time you're buying a 7980XE, you know whether or not you need to connect that extra one. I'm connecting the power cables outside of the case so that I can do a breadboard test where I find out whether or not this stuff works before I install it in the case, so that I don't have to, like, if there is troubleshooting that needs to be done, I don't need to do it. I don't need to, like, take things out of the case already. So, I don't really know if I need that one. I'm going to try just without it. It's not going to break anything. It's just going to not turn on if it, like, really needs it. And the cooling and everything is all hooked up. So, that's power to the motherboard. I now need to add power to the cooling. Important. Which is going to be... Let's see. Where'd it go? This guy. So, SATA power. I've got those. We've got this guy right here. That will do. Can I zoom out the camera? Here. There you go. The angles are going to be trash on this stream. I've only got one camera. It's just on a tripod on my desk. So I'm doing my best, but we're going to be missing some stuff. All right. SATA power. There's one down here. Make sure that we've got that connected to the... And it goes in this way. Does it? Yeah, it does. It's got a little notch on it. I'm unnerved by how much effort this is taking, though. Am I dumb? No, I'm not. I just needed more power. All right. Okay, so that is power to this. I don't think the fans need separate power. I think that's it, because the fans are connected to the motherboard. The motherboard's got its power up here. The graphics card will need power. We're going to need some of those. And then I think we're ready to try it. I think. We'll need to connect the graphics card to the monitor, and we will also need to grab the power cable for the power supply. I'm looking for video cables. This one is nice. It only takes an 8-pin. It's not like the wacky double 8-pinness of the one in mine. So, I know there was something about if there is... You want to use the single piece one for the power supply side of things when you have a cable that's like the same on both ends. I think that's true. So the one that's like 4 plus 2 can be up here, and flat sides are on the bottom. Also, that's where the clip goes. I'm gonna try and support it a little bit because it's not screwed in, obviously, because we're not in a case. I wish this board just had like a real tiny Intel graphics thing so I didn't have to bother with this, but you do what you gotta do. And then my graphics cable over here. Oh gosh, it's really long. Did I unplug the wrong one? I unplugged one of them. It must be that one. Ow! Here we go. I have a really long display port cable for my third monitor because it's so far over on the edge there. Okay, it's gonna go right here. See, it's just a lot of plugging stuff in. Nope. Well, that's a good sign. That's weird. Oh no, that's fine. That's normal. That's normal. Okay, power cable. Power's under my desk. Please reseat the RAM. I think it's in. It clicked in. I mean, it didn't like click, but I don't think it's going anywhere else. It's in the right way. What else do you want? Maybe it's just not destined to make an audible sound. You can prepare your I told you so's for like 30 seconds from now if this doesn't work. Okay. Power, which is not very long. Maybe I can go to that outlet. I'll be right back. Okay, we got power. We got graphics. I think I attached the things I need to. I'm gonna find out. Oh, does it look out? Oh yeah, you're right. Okay. Let's reseat it. I'm just too much of a chicken to press on hard enough. It needs to go a little further in. Hang on, I'm gonna double check the orientation. I did check it before. That is right, because if you do it this way, that is specifically not right. It's all the way out. Make sure we're pushed all the way back here. It was the right way. There you go. Why does that take so much pressure? I might cry. That was hard. I know I'm like a stick, but still. Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else? Am I missing anything? You guys need a view of the monitor so you can see. Will that do it? Are we on? All right. So making it. This is a dumb question, but there's like the 0 and the line, right? It's a line that means it's on, right? And then there's a button on here somewhere. I didn't look it up. Is it down here? Is this the one? No, that's a code button. I mean, I'll press it. No, that's not the one. I don't know where the power button on the monitor is, actually. I'm not hooking it up to the case. I'm absolutely not. Where's my manual? Down here. Oh, I'm dumb. I forgot one. I forgot a big one. I found it and then I was like, I don't want to do that yet because it's going to go across my case. Happens. Okay. Alright. I see lights. I see lights in the dumb crystal prism thing. Fans are spinning up over here. Lights on here. Am I gonna have to do the same thing I did last time? This is kind of the same thing that went on. Oh. We got a beep, that's good. Hey! Woo! Yeah, I know I didn't plug any of that in. Good job! Alright, well we're not done yet, but it works. Okay, I turned it off. I don't have to do that safely, right? I can just like turn it off. It's not like I can shut it down. Boop. Alright. Whew, man, big relief. Okay, these are clearly the cables that I need, so I'm going to put the rest of them away. I will put them in this bag so that I can find them when I need them later, if I need them later, but for now, we're good. Both of the hard drives that we're going to be using in this build are actually both M.2 NVMe drives, so those will not require SATA cables, which is kind of nice. It means you don't have to do SATA power or SATA data. SATA data. I guess I was wrong, it can post the first try. That is, I mean, it didn't post the first try, but that's because I had forgotten main motherboard power. Okay, let's get the head cam down. We're gonna clean up a little bit and get the case onto the desk. So in the meantime, we're gonna take a short break. I'm going to give you guys a large fish cam and I am going to clean for a bit and be back shortly. Hang on. Also, I'm still here, but this. I will need to double check the RAM to make sure I still want that slot when I add the second stick. Stupid thing. This. Still gonna need a nice screwdriver. I'll keep this for later. RAM, manuals. Manuals are important. That's a bracket I don't need. Okay, I'm going to take out the graphics card, obviously. We're also going to disconnect all the power supply elements. Also, I'm going to unplug the power supply. Disconnect the power supply elements. Get the graphics card out of here for now, because that's going to go in later. I feel like I could stand to be just like a little bit more buff. Oh boy. Do I need to start working out? Split port cables at the pin. That's good. Don't worry, that beep was just the monitor. This thing's not plugged in anymore. Lift this straight up and out. Make sure it's undone down there by the stupid crystal prism, which does happen to be RGB, apparently. Can't hate that. Put this back on my couch. Don't worry, it's a very flat couch. Okay, what else? Can undo these. I'm tempted to just leave the cooler on. Like, it's already on. Oh, no, it's not. I'm missing one of the standoffs. That's right. We'll take it off. Okay. That seems like a perfectly good place for those headers. I think that's where they're supposed to go. There's like a 3-pin pump header right next to a fan header, right next to a USB header. And it's not like I need the USB 2 headers for anything else. Like, what am I gonna plug into that? I have a... there are 2 USB 2 ports on the front of the case. I don't know if he's gonna use them. I guess he will. I'll hook them up. I'm not gonna be that person that doesn't do them. Okay. Yo, Ultra, get out of here. This is a surprise. Okay. Come on now. You can get out. Maybe you can't. I'm pinching it. I'm pulling it down. I don't want to break it. That one. Pump header out. Undo these just for now. I guess I can take... I want to get this motherboard power cable off. We don't need you yet. Is there a better way to do this? I am 97% sure I just need to believe in myself and unplug it. It's definitely over the latch. I just need to pull harder. I'm sure professional builders are much more neat and organized. I don't want to apply pressure. Like, you need something to pull against, but I want to apply pressure evenly. Let's do finger, pull. maybe that's just installed now. It's like half out on one side. Hang on, I gotta move the camera. My elbow's like in the way of it. You're about to get a whole load of close-up elbow right now, and there's not much that can be done about that. Who on earth makes these? I mean, I know they should be snug, and that you don't want them like coming out, but like, good grief. It's like half out. It's all, there we go. Okay, good job. Go team. Let's get the pump header off. I'm probably going to move the motherboard off the desk entirely so that we can lay the case here and build up here on the case. Now, the motherboard standoffs are pre-installed in the case. I am going to eyeball it to see if they are in the right positions. They should be. This is a very standard board size. Okay. Yeah. Looks good. There's still some thermal paste on the processor, but that's fine. I'm going to take this monstrosity and just, like, put it aside for now. We'll come back to that. That'll be the last thing that I install. Is it going to be the last thing? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Okay. And then you can go hang out somewhere too. Actually, before we do this, I'm going to install the M.2 drives. I know one of them goes under this thing, so I think I need to actually unscrew it and take it out. The other one goes like up here. Yep. All right. Let's get you zoomed back in. Here's your view. I hope you'll like it, because that's the one you're getting. And I need to take off this M.2 shield. This one I might put back on. I didn't look up too many reviews for this motherboard. I probably should have. This screwdriver is like way too big. I need a smaller one. Okay. Yeah, so my last motherboard had like some reviews and a video. Alright, well now this one's too small. I need a medium one. With the last one, what I was trying to say, I'm just going to try and use this. Are these not supposed to come out? Am I dumb? It's just a Phillips head screwdriver. Why is this so hard? I also don't want to strip it. Let's see. No, that's definitely way too big. Alright, well, you are pretty big. Yeah, the heat shields were like, someone tested them on the last one, not this one, but somebody tested them on the MSI board I'd used last time and found that they actually made heat worse. Okay, this head should work. I didn't want to use the magnetic screwdriver. I don't know why. I guess I don't trust the heads because yeah, that works. There we go. The tip of my trusty screwdriver is apparently kind of flat and does not work for teeny tiny screws. Okay, where's my backup screw dish? There we go. Always put screws in a dish or a teacup or a plate, but preferably a dish. Something. You know, don't just put them on your desk or your counter or your windowsill and be like, I know where that is. I've been there. You never do. You think you do. Violence doesn't solve anything, but it makes it more fun. I mean, as long as we're not being violent against people, I can get on board with violence against, like, I don't know. Ooh. Remove. Look how many times that says remove. Hang on. Look at how many times that says remove. I suppose I can remove it. Is it adhesive? It is adhesive. Why it's adhesive, I will never know. Okay. Where's my M2 slot? There it is. Okay. So, these are 970 Pros. Same thing I'm using in my build. Quite happy with them. This slot's a little different. I need to install a standoff for it. That would have come with the motherboard, which means it's in one of... No, that came with the power supply. Which one came with the motherboard? This came with the motherboard. So there's an M2 standoff like here, because when it's installed eventually, we need to do it here. That's right. So, farthest one out. My husband said I worked a double today, so Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Yeah, I know quite a few people that choose to celebrate on other days, which makes a ton of sense. Like, I feel like this is the one holiday that you can just kind of move, because it's just about you guys, right? Like, if it was Christmas, and your family celebrates Christmas, you can't, like, unless you have to get a lot of people on board before you can be like, okay, we're doing Christmas on the 22nd. You know, obviously you can do... Why is there only one in this thing? I guess I only need one. That's probably why there's only one, but, like, come on, give me a backup. This guy's gonna go right here. No, it's not. That's not what that's for. Where's my M2 standoff? It certainly did not come with the drive. Did it? Is it under here? No. It comes with a motherboard. There's like a little... Am I sure that yes, I am sure I need one. There's gonna be a little screw. Is a standoff pre-implied? Like, how standoffy do we need to be? Like, if I just, like, install this, and that just, like, plugs in, and, like, goes down there. I kind of want it. I guess that little lumpy thing, I guess this little lumpy guy, which you can't see very well, is, like, it's supporting the drive. So I suppose that, maybe I just use the screw. Let's find out. I guess I should put you back. As long as it's, like, stable, that's the important thing, right? These are great little things. If your motherboard supports them, love those guys. Okay, I need a screw. It's going to need to be kind of skinny and kind of long. But not that long. Good grief, there's a lot of these things. Toys are little plastic bits, really? You can't import... Oh, you guys talking about Kinder Surprises? I liked those as a kid. I thought the chocolate was really good. No, that's not what I want. Where is my teeny tiny little skinny screw? It's gonna be real tiny and real skinny because it's gonna have to go in that thing. Unless there's like a standoff that has a bigger hole, but I didn't find any standoffs. And I have all the screws in my desk. I was very specific about not putting screws. I was just given a preachy speech. Man, I look like a butt now. Those ones are tiny and fat. Which ones do they want you to use? Canadian children don't choke on them? Depends on which Canadian child you're talking about. Alright, I want you to tell me about, page 213, M2 installation. Where are my standoffs and or screws? They want you to install a standoff. Yes, I would love to. Where is it? And then install a screw. Okay, I just need to find a standoff. I knew there was going to be one. I'm going to take the drive out for now. Also, that wasn't all the way in. This was power or cooling, so that's not what we need. These are zip ties, and I hate those. This looks like it should be it, honestly. Did I have it like the wrong way around? Oh, hang on. No, that's not right. It's not skinny enough. There's like one thing. This is what I'm looking at. It's very tiny. This is what I'm looking at. It's the only thing that looks remotely like a standoff that I can find. The other one's not going to need one because the other one's just going to like stick right up out of there. The instructions are showing me that I need to remove the shield, which we did. That's step 1. It says I need to install a standoff, install the drive, and add a screw, which is exactly what I'm trying to do if I could just find those parts. Oh, these really tiny screws. Oh no, those are the ones that install the heat shield. I can't steal those. Sometimes the M2 standoff screw is already in the slot or in the back of the board. I didn't check the back of the board. There is definitely no standoffs in the slots. Oh, hang on. Is that one? No. What do you mean the back of the board? Am I having a dumb moment? I have those sometimes. Very careful. Yeah, no, it's pretty flat back there. That's not what we're doing. Because I know, because it was, I had this problem last time, and it was, at that time, pre-installed on the board. Which, unless I'm being dumb, I do not see. I'm also going to need quite a skinny screw, unless it's a very fat standoff, and you'd think if it was a fat standoff, I'd be able to find it. I mean, this isn't the worst problem to have. It's not great. Worst case scenario, I can skip past this. I feel like this might be it, but it's just, it doesn't fit. So it can't be. But like, what else would it be then? Is there a list of all the screws that came with this thing? Oh, maybe I should check the motherboard box and see if I missed any of them. Worst case scenario, we just install the other one that does not require a standoff, and then I come back to this once I either find one or, like, order one somehow. But it's got to be here. Right? Maybe I should, like, I don't want to dump these into a dish. But I feel like maybe I should. I don't know. What is this for, if that's not what that's for? Wait, where do these come from? What are these for? These are... Well, this one is for that, but, like... Were these part of the... Oh, hang on. I need to put this in anyways. These are the power supply cooling stand-ups. Okay. Who dis? Sup? Sup, Haz? This is wrong. I'm using the wrong one. It's your girl, Hazel. I'm, building your buddy a new rig. I am having standoff issues today. They all look the same, man. Did I say, yeah, I said that I needed the fatter ones for the power supply. This is a different problem, by the way. This is not the same problem. But that is what I need for up here, because I forgot one. Hey, Hazel, hope it's going well. Sup, Ryan? It's going all right. Do not electrocute yourself. I will try not to. I actually recently found out that to be electrocuted means that you died. And to be shocked means that you didn't die. And ever since I found out that fact, I've been so obnoxiously pedantic about it. This is gonna drive me nuts. I've looked at the same screws like 80 times. I need to move on. It's just like, it looks like it should, but it's not. And that's the only one. It's the only one I can think of that they would have provided one of. Unless it's just like an extra case standoff. I don't know. It stays at a pretty good height. I wouldn't even think that it needs one because of the support from that block, except for the fact that there's no screw. There's also no screw. Alright, I'll come back to that. In the meantime, we can stick one in up here. This just kind of goes, and that's just kind of where it's gonna be. So, that's a drive, I guess. It seems dumb, but what do you do? I need to look up RAM configuration. We need to get back to that. Because we're going to install the other solid stick of RAM, we might need to move that first one. So, up here, for quad channel RAM, 2 slots, I want to use A1 and C1. So C1 is fine. I also want to do the same slot on this other side. And I'm going to, once again, need to press harder than I'm really capable of. I'm still wrapping my mind around Kinder Eggs. Okay, so these... C1, is that right? Yes, because that is wrong. This back. Get you in. I'm going to stand up so that I can have some pressure. And evenly. Oh. No, more. You're still a little off. These do not like to go in properly. There you go. There you go. Okay. I feel like I should add this after. Like, that's just the dumbest thing. Why can't you just put another slot here instead of your doodly bob? Okay, are we ready to go into the case? I think so. I don't know. I'm gonna keep the rest of these screws on my desk. Maybe I'll find the stand up. I guess I can. No, I don't want to put the heat shield back because I haven't put a drive there yet. Oh, that's annoying. All right. They didn't attach them. They didn't like hide them in this thing, did they? No. Also, this looks sharp. That's a sharp thing. You could really scratch somebody with that. Okay. Get these off the desk. Get these off the desk. I'm going to move the board off the desk, and we are going to get the case on the desk so that we can start doing that. How do I want to do this? I'm going to just move this as a full unit and put it like... I wish I had... I might put it on my kitchen counter, honestly. Like, that's the only place my cat won't walk on it. The dumb thing is I am going to need to go get that, like, in 5 minutes. After the I/O shield, that's literally the next thing we're doing. Okay, so let me introduce you to my case. We have a Corsair H80 Ti. Hang on, no, not Ti. I just say Ti at the end of everything now. It's compulsive, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm putting the door on, just so I can undoor it for you. But I really want to show you. Okay. Oh, that hurts. Isn't this a great view? Here. Back you guys up a little. And then tilt you up a little. Although we're going to lay it flat in just like a second. So, Corsair, what did I say was H80? 780. 780T. I knew I had a T on it somewhere. Graphite series. This thing is kind of masculine. It's got, I kid you not, car door style handle to take off the side. The other side has one too. Those are just like the silliest things. So I'm gonna throw the door on the ground carefully. Obviously, it's got a window on it. We're gonna lay this bad boy flat, and then I'm gonna go look for my I/O shield. Okay. Did Love Rocket with your shaman? Nice. I keep seeing, like, I always check the names when I get into one because I keep seeing people I know. So you guys can just, like, hang out and, like, look in, sort of. I can get you higher up. There you go. Can you see? No? Good. All right, there we go. All right, so we got drive assembly over here, case fan, a whole mess of case cables. Motherboard standoffs are pre-installed. And I'm going to kind of like go eyeball that and go eyeball my motherboard and see if I need to move them. There are other options, but I think that this is it. I think we're good. Let me go look. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so the middle standoffs I think might actually need to go up. They're supposed to be mid-board. Actually, hang on. So the board goes here. Okay, they are midboard. Yes, we're using 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I need to find my I/O shield. It should have come in the motherboard box. I'm sure it must have. I haven't seen it recently. I/O shield? Hello? Where's the rest of my motherboard box? Like, I see part of it that I, like, ripped apart. It didn't leave the room. I bet that's where my M2 standoff is. This is why you should be organized, ladies and gentlemen. And I thought I was being. Where did I put it? Hello? 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 Motherboard box? I have the inner tray. This is the power supply box. That's the cooling tray box. I brought it over here because I was like showing it to you guys. Then what? Do you guys know you were here? I found the anti-static bag. I threw it somewhere. It was loud. I remember that much. No, there's no dead fish in my case or my tank. He's fine. Paranoid to have a bottle. Oh yeah, this bottle is leak-proof, but yeah, you're right. I can move it. I guess I should say it's leak-resistant. It's kind of old. This room's not that big. I built the motherboard on top of it. It's underneath the motherboard of my kitchen counter. Hang on. Okay, yeah, so the plot twist was the motherboard box was not empty when I started building on top of it, and I found everything. So I guess I'm going to go... Oh, I already put the case on my desk. It's so heavy. I'm going to install the M2 standoff and the M2 in my kitchen because it's already in there, and I don't want to take this off my desk so I can show you. So just trust that I plugged it in right because it's not very hard. And then we get to try and survive the I/O shield, so that'll be fun. In the meantime, I'll flip you back to hanging out with that sweet fish. He's kind of lumpy, but we try not to bully him about it. Okay, so one of these is actually the standoff. Look at all the SATA cables it came with. Okay. Should I put the heat shield back on? Yeah. Probably. I'll do that once it's in the case. You know what? I'll do all this once it's in the case. I found the I.O. shield. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So, I.O. shield. It's all like... Hang on, I'll put it back. It's all sleek and matte black. MKBHD would be proud. I'm sure it's sharp, so we're going to be careful with it. Ooh, it's cushiony. It's squishy. It's squishy. Okay. Alright. And then that's our outside. So this bad boy is going to go over here. And we're pretty much just going to like wiggle it until it clicks. This one's like surprisingly not sharp. Every other one that I've ever used has been a death trap. And this one's alright. Hang on, you're not clipped in on one side. I swear, the first build, I didn't even use an I.O. shield because I forgot to install it. And then I was like, I'm not taking the motherboard out. Alright, that's in. So we can... Did I say I needed to move my standoffs, or did I say I was good? I think I needed to move one. I might need to take this one out. I'll find out in a second. I can't visualize how big my board is, so we're just gonna see here. So that goes there, that one, good. 1, 2, 3, that'll be good, and then 4, 5. Okay, they're pre-installed just fine. You want to make sure that your motherboard standoffs are in fact installed before you go put your motherboard in, because you don't want your motherboard to just like sit against the back of your case. So I need to get my hand out of the way. Let's get this kind of like lined up over here. This part always terrifies me. That fan cable's in the way. And get that aligned against the I.O. shield. Looks like it is, kind of. And this isn't right. It's almost right. It's like that squishiness of the I.O. shield means I'm gonna need to push. Rastafarian Shoe, thanks for becoming a member. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Okay, those are right. Am I dumb? They were in the right spot. Yeah, they're under there. I just need to push it. It just needs to like be pushed to the left because that's where it's gonna seat. So I guess I'll screw in the 1, 2. Oh, why is that so far over? Is my I.O. shield too thick? It came with it. It's fine. Okay, well it's good on that side anyway, so I'm gonna start screwing it in from the sides that fit, and then we'll make sure it fits everywhere else too. Okay, where are my screws for that? Which ones do I need? Big ones? Medium ones? There's a page in the manual for this. What's up, cat? How you doing? I checked your water, it was fine. Sometimes if the dog like drools in our water, because they share a water dish, it's like a real big water bowl that they both drink from. Sometimes if the dog drools in it or like leaves food crumbs in it, she won't drink from it. You have to clean it. Which is fair. But she's like real specific about it. She's got a very specific clean my water meow. What am I doing? I'm looking at installing it in the case. I just want to know which screws they want me to use, because I don't remember. Which I guess I can check in this thing. 2, 1. Install the Q shield. Oh, pardon me. I was calling it an I.O. shield. I didn't know it was an Asus Q shield. Place the motherboard in the chassis, ensuring the rear I.O. ports are aligned, which they are. Place the 9 screws. Alright, well, I guess I just have to use whichever 9 I want. Alright, we got screws. Here, you want screws? Wait, these ones? No. I don't know what that is. 9. There's not 9 of those, so that's not the right ones. There's a lot of these. I guess they're pretty big, huh? They're pretty beefy screws. Let me try this. I found the bags that probably contain the screws for the horizontal mounted slot. I will install that after I get the board in here. I think this one, oh, I hate doing this. I'm constantly dropping screws. These are the right screws at least. Are you aligned? Also, is that the right screw? It's like having a really hard time getting aligned on the left, right back by here. Like this screw does not want to be over the thingy. I think, yeah. Okay, there we go. I did it. It wasn't fully in. Okay, they look good now. I think. I need a flashlight. It's dark in here. Yeah, one horizontal, one vertical. For the M2 drives, that's right. Are those right? Do I need to, because if I need to move the standoffs, then I'd rather do it now. Yeah, so we do this like this. And then this one needs to go in here. Good grief, it requires some pressure. That one's right, that one's right. That one is not right. Is it right? It might not be right. What are you doing? Should be one right there. I'm gonna lift the board out for now. Oh, there's a screw in there. Oh, okay. Hang on, let me put this down. Motherboard box back here. How'd you get in there? Get out. Like, unless it's supposed to go through. Was I supposed to thread that? And it was just sitting on top, is that it? Also, that fan cable's gonna drive me batty. Stay up there. So you gotta get all the way to the side. It's like super in the way. And all the way over there. This has got farther to go. Oh yeah, okay, that threads. I see. I get it. I got you now. Okay, now they're good. Alright, let's do some screwing. Thank you, phone. You've been a good flashlight. I appreciate it. This guy. See, now I could use a magnetic screwdriver head, especially if it like held the screws a little bit. Is this gonna do that? The screws aren't magnetic. Here, I'll do this one first. This is nice and easy. Start with some easy ones, you know, build up your confidence. Something small wins, I don't know. These screws are too fat. These screws are 100% too fat. Those are not the right ones. There's gotta be a lot of them. These ones look too short, but maybe that's it. The motherboard manual is not very specific. I guess they don't need to be huge. If I was doing this build as a no main, I could climb inside the case to get leverage. True. Although I would probably end up standing on the motherboard, and that is probably not good for it. I already like cry inside every time I drop a screw or something onto it. Although I've only done that once on this build. My poor first build. Are you in? Can you thread, please? Just like up a little bit. The screw seems better anyways. There you go. There you go. Good job. Proud of you. Okay, like 8 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pardon me. Overreacting over here. No build did I ever need all the screws. Yeah, no, there's just like a litany of screws available. And I can do this one next. Which is good, you know, you don't want to run out. Cat? Okay, that's fine. I took the motherboard off it. For a second, like, the cat had just jumped up in the chair, and I have my motherboard box in the chair, so she, like, jumped on top of it, and I was like, no! My motherboard's on there! But, it occurred to me, my motherboard's right in front of me, and it also occurred to me that this is hard. They're not threaded right. Also, get up in there. In a perfect world, you can actually build a computer in, like, hour and a half, Maybe 2 hours if it's complicated. I don't think I've ever done it in less than like a whole day. I should have started earlier, honestly. I was gonna, but then I didn't. I'm sure you can relate. Are you threaded or am I just like twirling here? I think I'm just twirling. There we go. There we go. Whew. I'm like actively proud of myself for every screw that I managed to get threaded. Okay, give me another one. Ugh. At least it's not on a coffee table. The last time that I was troubleshooting my last computer a couple years back in like 2016, and we don't have a dining table or anything in our house. We have our desk and we have a coffee table and that's it. I guess I should do a hard one, huh? I can't just like not do them. Get in that corner. And so I was like basically building on a coffee table, and oh my goodness, never again. It's like the worst height because you can't really sit. Actually, that wasn't that bad. You can't really sit, and you definitely can't stand. So I was just like standing but bending over super far, and I'm bending pretty far over this one. It would be better if I was a little shorter, but it's not too bad. I've had worse. So if you had just done this first and then you got your components on it and it wouldn't post, and especially if it was like a motherboard replacement, you'd have to like undo all this and do it again. This is actually the first time I ever breadboarded. I've always been too lazy before, but you know, it works, so maybe it's just good luck. Or maybe you guys are good luck. Prime the cooling effect by putting it in the fish tank for a few minutes. I feel like the thermal paste would be bad for my fish buddy. He's already having a hard time. His lump is the same size. It like appeared overnight, and it's huge. But it stayed the same for like a week and a half now, and he's acting normally. And it's not responding to any treatment, but he's also not responding. Like, he's acting completely normally. So, I guess it's a tumor? I don't know. He's still eating and pooping normally. So, it can't be constipation, because that's not how that works. Fish health problems. I don't know, I'm just sad. But at least he's comfy, and swimming around, and his plants are doing good. I wish I had more than one betta tank, so that if something does happen to one betta, that I at least have another one to hang out with in the interim. Can you thread, please? But I really don't want to get any more, I really don't want to get any more aquariums in this thing. I don't have any plans of cleaning up and reapplying the thermal paste. It's already started to do what it was supposed to do. Lifting off and reseating the pump head won't change anything. The whole point is that it melts and spreads, right? So, it's just started that already, that's all. This one does not want to go. I know there's a standoff under it because I can see it. I'm gonna use a thumb to get some pressure on the board over here. See if that works. Didn't realize this was live. Yeah, we live. I still don't feel confident in my decision to live stream this, but so far so good. The worst thing that has happened so far is that I couldn't find an M2 screw or temporarily my I/O shield because I had forgotten to completely take everything out of the motherboard box and then built my motherboard on top of the motherboard box, and like just it completely ceased to be a box to me. It had just started being a surface. So I couldn't find them, and I spent like a while looking for them. But you know, that's not the worst thing to have happen. At least I haven't snapped anything. Alright, one more. Those are pretty snug. This fits pretty good. Obviously, this case is like 9 times too big. If your boyfriend really doesn't ever think of you, then I would rethink the relationship because you deserve better. But, and I don't know your relationship, but there's always a chance that he does, and he's either bad at expressing it or is expressing it in ways that you're not considering as affection. But people express affection in all kinds of different ways. Alright, one. Could you just get a drone? Do you see any of your Warcraft characters in there? There might be a no. It's hard to say. Did I get them all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, motherboard's installed. I need a cup of tea. I'm gonna look through these bags and see if I can find in any of them the M2 standoff and screw. It has to be. It has to be. It's gotta be. Also, I'm thirsty. If you were doing a custom water loop, fish in the reservoir. Oh man, people put their fish in all kinds of places that are not humane places to put fish. Okay, I think this is it. I think I found it! Look at that, it's so beautiful. Alright. Alright, it goes in the third one. Man, this bag doesn't even have like a zip tie. They really want you to just like get in here and never close it again. I'm chewing my way. Yeah, it's a smartwatch. Although, for me, it's an overpriced machine that sets timers for my tea when I steep it, and also tells me the time. Although, I guess it does tell me when somebody's texted me, because that doesn't happen very often, but because it doesn't happen very often, I never know where my phone is. I don't keep track of it at all. So I would never know, ever, that somebody had texted me if my watch didn't tell me. Hello, you can go right here. In the furthest M2 stand-up. You're so tiny! I don't understand how you simultaneously need, like, strength and honor, because RAM needs some pressure to get in, but you also need teeny tiny delicate little fingers. Like, I don't know who's supposed to do this. Okay. And then the screw was in there too. So what did I do with my drive? It's right there. It's on my desk. Okay. I will never, assuming that I can always afford them, because they're not cheap, but assuming I can always afford them, I will never build without these things. I love them. They're just so slim, and they're so fast. And that's really all I ask of from a drive. Where's my teeny tiny screwdriver? That's the wrong one. Where's my other teeny tiny screwdriver? Do I have to use a big fat one? Okay. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. No, no! Come back! Oh my god, it's so teeny tiny. Oh my gosh. I've never really been known for being very dexterous. I haven't really needed to be, as long as I could like hammer out a DPS rotation passably well. I'm not a mythic raider. You know, it's been fine. Okay, okay, yep. Oh yeah. Whew! Look at that. You can't see it very well. Look at that. Beep, boop, boop. That's one installed M2 drive. Okay. What am I doing next? What do I want to do next? Do I want to install the radiator? Do I want to install the case connectors or like right here? This is really up to you. What did I alright. There was the RAM, done, Mobo and case connectors. Okay, I'll do case connectors next. There's like a lot of them. They're just like in a giant lump here. I'm gonna see if I can spin this actually a little bit and spin you guys a little bit so that you can see over it's kind of dark, but so that you can see over the drive cages, which I don't really plan on using. I didn't ask him if he wanted to put one of his hard drives in here. I just kind of assumed that he didn't, but we can always add one later if he wants. Okay, I hate these. They're so tiny. What do we got? We got USB front panel header. That looks like a SATA power cable. USB. This is going to be some gnarly cable management, because I'm just going to kind of like plug them in and then shove whatever else behind there. This case does have quite a bit of room behind the back panel for shoving your cables. I guess I'm just going to get started. So I've decided I'm using that first USB panel header for the pump. So I should find another one. I need USB. So that's 3.1 Gen 2 up there. Why aren't there more? Is that one? Are you a USB header? Do you have enough ports? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7. Yeah, okay, that one will do. It's like way over here. Why is it so big? I don't think that's right. keyed correctly. Are there not any more USB 2 headers? I only need 2 of them. Hang on. Motherboard manual. There must be more. I'm probably blind. I'm probably staring right at it. I see the USB 3 headers. I need those for something else. Yeah, so we got USB 3.1 Gen 2, USB 3.1 Gen 1. I guess I don't need both of them. Is there any reason why you can't plug a USB 2 header into a USB 3 thing? Or is it a different kind? No, it's a different kind of port. It won't work. 17. So yeah, there's one at the bottom, which I was going to use for the pump head. And that's it. That's the only one. I was looking at the serial port connector, which is not a USB header. Okay. Yeah, I am Pacific time. Stream delay is not much, but I'm not keeping up with chat. Time for reading the manual. I don't know what to do. I have one, so it's either, I guess I just leave the 2 front ports dead, because it's just for, there's just one USB 2 header, you're trying, yeah, I was trying to put it in the COM port, you're right. Because the pump head needs one, that's the thing, the pump head needs one, and the front of the case needs one. So I guess I just give it to the pump head, and then the front of the case ports won't work? Right? Is there any other option? If you guys think of something, let me know. I'll move on for now. We're just going to leave that one. I'm going to find something else to plug in. Is that a mullets connector? Get out of here. So yeah, we gave up on that. What's this tiny one? Who are you? You are... Okay, so those are like the front things. I'm just going to shove them. I'm going to put you back where you belong for now. You just like hang it over there. I'll fix that later probably. Where are all my tiny bros at? Oh, so that's like what, a fan header? Fan connector? Fan connector. We got a bunch of extra ones of those. I'm using those too. I'm gonna use CPU fan optional. I guess I can use these ones down here. I don't know. Or one of them. How many fan headers are on this board? That's a good thing to know. Oh, here's one. Although that does say it's for an M2 fan. How many fan headers do I have? I thought this case, I thought this had a fan controller. Because there's a couple extra fan headers at the top. I just don't remember. Obviously, I don't need all of them for my cooling, for my CPU cooling fans. I just don't remember which ones I want to use. So I guess I'll come back to those too. Fan header. This one. I'm just looking for all the little teeny tiny ones that we plug in at the bottom of the case. Fan header. Maybe there's a fan controller back there. Did I ever think of that? Why would they put them? Why would they have routed them through the front if they needed them in the back? That is SATA power something, and that was our USB. This one says audio. Okay, do that. The good news is that everything's labeled. Bad news is that everything's tiny. Shouldn't audio be over here? Yeah. Should be down here at the bottom, I think. What the heck is the audio connector? This is not a good look for me. This is just for those, the front audio ports. Front panel audio connector, 21. Where are you? Very far left. That's it. Hey, I found one. Right here. Good job. Go team. Woo! You can... There's a lot of slack there. Also, I wish they had routed some of them through this bottom port. But, you know, I can blame that on them. I'm not gonna move them. USB thingy. That's a 3.1 Gen 2. I think I'm gonna use that for the front panel connector if it'll let me. Because I thought I heard... Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I really wish that that had come up here. Am I gonna... I don't want to stand up the case, but I think I'm gonna. I think we're just gonna stand this up. Because this just sucks. This is just bad. So we're gonna move this and put my phone on my chair along with the manual and some screwdrivers, because that's a great place to keep them. Case manual. Screw City over here. Nope. Don't need those. Stand you up so that we can access that back panel. Joe, thanks for becoming a member. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Back panel. So just one by one, I guess. Actually, what are we looking at back here? I guess there's not a fan controller. Huh. Also, this one's just kind of like hanging out. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. There is no earthly way to get you guys a good angle on what I'm doing. I guess I can do that for now. Although I need light. Should I do it this way? Yeah, because then I have light from the window on that side. Okay. So I was mad that my HD audio connector came out up here when I in fact wanted to come out in the bottom left one. So I'm just going to undo this, pop it out under here so that it can connect like that. There we go. And have its mess hidden behind. That's better. What's next? I will not sit on my screwdrivers. I will not sit on my screwdrivers. It's dark in here. Is that my USB 3? Looks like it. That's the big one anyways. That one would also be better from the other side. So if you could just get out and then over here. I think that one, yeah, that one's right here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I have a connector for that one actually. That was the USB 2 front case headings. I'm gonna do that last. Those are all fan connectors. Where on earth am I supposed to find so many fan connectors? I don't have that many. There's no way. I'm gonna have like 1 or 2 left over. There's like 4 here. We'll figure that out later. Also, I can't see your chat anymore. Where'd you go? Here, you can hang it over here. Yeah, CPU is going to be using an all-in-one loop. What's this one? Also USB. So, have we narrowed it down to just the little guys yet? Yeah, little guys and then SATA power. What is that SATA power even for if it's not for a front, if it's not for a fan header? What else needs SATA power up here? Or a fan controller? I'm gonna check my motherboard case, or my case manual. It should have a section on the case connectors. Connect SATA power cable to the PSU. So yeah, that's fan power, I guess. SATA power cable to the PSU. Connect the 3 or 4 pin fan connector to the case fan header. There is a case fan header. Where? Hang on. That information is probably in the manual. Case features. I/O panel. Fan locations or radiator locations. Side panels. Bottom fan mount dust filters. Great, good job. Good for you. Where is your fan header? Don't tell me plug it into it if you're not going to tell me where it is. Usually they're on the back. I didn't see one. I might be blind. That happens. It's got a picture of what looks like a washing machine. Icon. Push. Oh, that's a fan speed selector. So if I can find that, then I can probably find the case. It's got a frequently asked questions, and it's like, how do I remove the I/O panel? How do I remove the front panel? Unscrew it. All right, and then it's in French. Okay, so it just assumes that I found it, which means it's somewhere really normal. It's not on the back. It's definitely not on the back. I've dropped the manual. It's got a fan. Is it a... Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me pop off the top thing. Let me pop off the top filter thing. Is it up here? Something's up here. No, that's just the dust filter. That's where I'm going to mount the radiator. The fan controller thing is up here. It's on the top. So where's your fan controller? Hello? It should be kind of this area, you would think. Near the drive bays? Last time it was just mounted on the back of the case. It was super easy. I just plugged them all in. And I know they're not already plugged in because it gave me like 5 fan headers. Good luck seeing the 3-point font on the motherboard. Bye, thank you. Doing alright. My second thought was the aquarium was the liquid cooling system. Lava, thanks for becoming a member. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I appreciate the support. I need it right now. What? Where? I know I'm having a dumb moment because every time I get stuck, it's something really stupid. I need a flashlight. There is a fan header where I can connect all of these little fan connectors to. And they'll all talk to each other and then go brrr. And I just don't know where it is. The controller is up top with the power button and stuff. I guess I can check the back again. Like that would make sense as to where they would put it. I've never in my life had to buy one. They always come with the case. Is it on the? It's not on the back. That'd be dumb. They're not dumb, are they? Or from the fan controller, just follow them. Well, aren't you a smart cookie? That's a good idea. Okay. Alright. Donna. When I go up here, it looks inaccessible. It's like under the top. I guess I do need to take that off, huh? Shouldn't have to take it off. Like, it looks like they're pre-installed, but if they're pre-installed, why do I have so many fan connectors? Right? Unless those are for more fans? Maybe they're already connected. And those are just in case I'm adding additional fans to like the bottom and stuff, which I do have some extra fans. Because, well... Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm real dumb. Those are female connectors. So they're not gonna go on the motherboard even if I find a spot for them to go. So like if I find a fan, yeah, those are coming from the fan header. Okay. Like this case fan can attach just like that, and then voila, that's connected. Okay. I wish it was connected not right here, but you know, it's connected. You could just like nobody said that you had to be smart 100% of the time. I mean, somebody said that, but I disagree. Alright, get that one connected. Find another one. I'm really dumb. Of course I don't to go in the motherboard. I was just like plugging things into the motherboard mode. Because I need another one to connect to this thing. I had a whole bunch of them a second ago. Oh yeah, I hid them up here, that's right. So I'm gonna route one of those back. Hello? Can I have one? Route one of those back to plug in over. Ooh, they're not very long. I guess I need to take this twist tie off. Can you guys see it all? I have no idea what you're looking at. Yeah, you can kind of see. Yeah. I've made better decisions in life. Pretty easy to build a PC, just hate matching the CPU. That part went surprisingly smoothly. This one was like real clear where it needed to sit. It seated super easily. Like that was fun. Here, and then I had one a second ago. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I'm itchy. No, I pulled another one back. Didn't I? Oh, here we go. Okay. Those two case fans are now connected. That's good. This is exhausting. Okay, there's another one if I need it. I'm gonna put it back there for now. Those are the only two. Oh, there's another case fan down there. I'm assuming that it's... Where is the cable for that one, actually? The other one just has like a dangly cable. Oh, it's down here. Yeah, that's where that needs to go. You'd think they could have hooked those up for me. Like, it all came with the case, right? These are not parts that arrived separately. I swear my last case they were already attached. I need that last fan thingy. I'm just gonna start calling everything thingy because I don't think I'm always using the right words. It's not like I went to school for this. Is there school for this? There must be. I feel like building, like, just a build is more hobbyist than, like, school. There must be a school. I don't know. There we go. Alright, fans are hooked up. It's real ugly back there, but who cares? It's back there. That's why it's back there. Okay, let's do the teeny tiny ones. Itsy bitsy teeny weeny. There's another fan control. How many? Okay, so am I gonna add any fans to the bottom, or am I good? Do I need any more? It's fine. Figured it out. I do have some more. They're also, like, colored so it can glow red down there. Okay. So for now, I am going to put that back up there just because it might be needed. These things did not need to come out and then in, but that's too bad because that's what they're doing. This is going to need power. So that is for a later stage once we're hooking everything up to power. And am I just down to the itsy bitsy ones? No. Honestly, I have no idea what that Molex is for. Not a gosh darn clue. Is that even Molex? I call everything that's like 4 pins with fat pins Molex. I have no idea. Thing that became popular well before my time, I should say. USB 3, USB 2, audio. It's not one of the front panel connectors, so I don't know what it is. It's like, the front panel connectors are listed, and it's specifically not one of them. I'll show you again what I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm looking at this thing. Don't know what that's for. I will... If it's important, I'm sure it'll come up again. Okay. Well, for now, you can go hang out with that extra fan cable. And here's the teeny weeny ones. Okay, so there should be a diagram on my motherboard that will tell me exactly what order and orientation those go in, because they're just real tiny. It's just an alternative to SATA power for fans. Thank you. This is why I streamed it. That is useful information. What am I doing? I'm looking for the diagram. I think I know, but actually that's not true. I've done it before. I should know. I don't remember which order they go in. 210. This is why they give you a manual so you can check things. Here we go. Alright, LED plus minus, reset, ground reset 3 volt, LEDs. Okay. Let's start with the plus minus. Power LED plus minus, is that it? Stay flat. No, that's HD LED. Power LEDs are the other ones. Reset. These two are on the left. There we go. HD LED power switch. They like face each other, right? Like you sandwich them. Also, my face is in this and I'm not comfortable with it. This is not about me. I'm pretty sure you sandwich them. I thought there was a better diagram. There's just like, there's a right way, right? Yeah, it's not going to tell me. Alright. I just want to know where the power switch goes. I guess it might tell me here. Got plus and minus left and right. Down here. And these two. And then the reset goes right next to that, which is this bad boy. So, and the text faces the same way. I remember that. There we go. And then those are the, okay, so it's power LED plus minus, and it looks like there's like a, it's just like a single, it should be just a single pin. I feel like I don't have enough of these. Maybe not. I guess some cases use different ones. I have 2 pins, they're adjacent. It is so dark in here. Show the ways on the motherboard. Yeah, it's just real tiny. Yeah, power switch. Yeah, I think it goes right there. Because that other one, the single pin is a speaker, which I don't think I have a speaker one. So I think this just goes like right here. If it doesn't work, then that's fine. I'll move it. And then I don't think I have any for like power LEDs because I don't, or for hard drive LEDs because I don't have hard drives. Okay, so where is my USB 3 front panel header? Is that, no, that's SATA power for the cables. Where is my USB 3 front panel header? Did I stick it back here and see what was the USB 2 one? I sticked a USB header back here. Shouldn't it be like a big blue one? That like, it's like big and blue. Did I already do that? That's this thing, isn't it? Yeah, I did that already. Okay. Am I good? I don't feel good. I didn't do enough. USB 3, we decided not to do USB 2 because we don't have enough headers for it. We found the fan controller. Where's the we did the reset switch, we did the power switch. Okay, I guess that's it. If it's not, I'll find out. As long as you have all of the cooling connected, nothing is going to blow up if you try and turn it on without everything plugged in. It's just not going to work. And then you figure out what you forgot to plug in. So this I need to connect because that's power to the fans, which is important. In the meantime, what else are we going to do? Are we going to keep building? So I guess I'm going to install the radiator now. I'm going to do that while it's flat. We're going to lay it back down again, get the radiator and the pump head installed back on the processor. So that we can connect those cables next. After the water cooling, we're going to do the graphics. Just pop the graphics card in and then do the power cables. Does that sound right? I can do the power cables first. The graphics card first. I don't want to like not be able to get it in. Also, I have no idea how to secure this thing in. The instructions were just like plug it in real good. It's just supposed to like float, I guess. It does not feel stable there. Like, I guess I'll do that last at the end. It feels like it can just like leave. It doesn't go in very far. I guess you can like press it in. It's such a dumb place for an M.2 drive. I'm gonna take that out for now. It is in there, but while I'm installing everything else, I don't want that to be in my way. Okay, what are you guys doing? How you guys doing? Connected already? Yeah. I forgot. I did it at least. Okay, flat. Should I put the back door on, or am I gonna need, no, I'm gonna need that access to that for the power cable, or the power cable. So we're just gonna like lay it down like this. Close enough. Radiator goes to the top. Should I flip it around so I can access that side? Because I can't reach over there. Also, did I accidentally flip my scene? Okay. I might be able to reach. Maybe if I just like twist this thing. Can we pivot? We can pivot. There we go. And then you can have like a nice view of my radiator installation, which is going to be up top. Okay, let's get that thing back over here. I hate this because like the pump head just like dangles while you're doing it. Yeah. So I do it like this. Corsair's going to be the right way up. It's going to be right. Everything's going to be right. I'm not going to just drop my pump on my motherboard. So we're just going to mount this bad boy up here. I'm going to mount the radiator first. And then I'll go back and screw in the pump head. So for the radiator, we have all kinds of slots, and I have some very small or long screws. I don't know how long screws I need. I don't think that long, but eh. And there are holes, actually. These look like they are, sorry, that was probably the back of my head. Those look like they have rubber gaskets on them, like anti-vibration, which is kind of cool. And these are screws. They're so long. There's like super long and then super short ones. Also, am I supposed to go no, I'm supposed to go this way. This is right. Alright. There we go. Pretty nice build for Valentine's Day. I put chicken salt on a chicken sandwich to make it taste more like chicken. I mean, that's alright. Hang on. Oh no, we're good. We're good. I feel like the screw is too long. I don't think I need the screw to be this long. I think this is for if you're like installing it through something else. Like, it's threaded on the inside of the radiator, right? So I should be able to just drop my screwdriver and use like a shorter screw. This is if you need to go like through a thing, I'm pretty sure. Like through the fan, like if you're gonna mount the fans on the other side of it, I think that's what the super long screw is for. I'll find out if it doesn't stay put anyways. The nice thing about mounting is that as long as it's on there and it's not moving, then good job, you did it. Is that gonna be too short though? It's still gotta go through that gasket. This reminds me I should clean my PC. You should. Do your keyboard while you're at it. I need to do my keyboard. I thought about doing a video, and I think this is probably never gonna happen. Is that on there? Is that long enough? Yeah, it's fine. I thought about doing a video where I like show people who are like scared to do it, I guess, or have never done it. You know, how to tips for cleaning your keyboard like properly, like taking all the keys off and washing them and getting in there with compressed air and stuff. Just because like if you've never done it before, sometimes you don't know where to start. But that would require me actually showing you guys my grody keyboard. That doesn't go, so I guess I'm using. I can't use these. Hang on. I didn't set this up right. I didn't think this through. I have to unscrew the only one that I did. Someone probably saw that coming. You were right, it is pinker back there. No, the tower is big. It's a big old case. It doesn't need to be this big, but we're gonna let it be as big as it wants to be. Alright, yeah, it's gonna have to go through here, here. Alright, I'm gonna have to hold it up. I apologize about the hair angle. I didn't think this through. And that's okay. My back is so not happy about this lean. But it's the one that we've done, and we're going with it. And I can't move until I get like a few of these in because I'm holding it up. Deep breaths, deep breaths. I don't know why I'm smiling. It helps. It hurts. Okay. Okay. And then like another good supporting angle. Hang on, I can sit down. My chair is right here. Good grief. Alright, this guy. Let's do one of these ones. You're so, oh my gosh. Is it gonna fit, or am I gonna need to reseat that one to move it a little bit? Oh my gosh. Ugh. You have to like get it started with your fingers, because I can't pick up the screwdriver. I can't hold it in while also holding this thing. There we go. No, that's not right. So what are you guys having for dinner? First clean your keyboard, then make the video with an already clean keyboard? Yeah. It'll be like shaving commercials where women are just shaving perfectly smooth legs. It's like, what are you doing? You're just drawing your skin out. Okay. Fine to use keyboards, you can disclaimer it. Not my keyboard, gunk. Yeah. I'm sure there are worse keyboards. Like, I don't smoke, so that's one thing that it doesn't have. But I do eat at my desk, and I do have a cat. So, it's not pretty. But it's not like a... It's one of those things where as long as you don't think too carefully... I guess I can use my hand now that it's, like, held in there. As long as you don't think too closely about how gross it is, then it won't bother you. Because, like, you're not actively getting sick, but there's probably, like, a hella germs on there. I always wash my hands after touching anybody else's keyboard, which doesn't happen very often in my life, but, like, if I do, I'll wash my hands after that, because that's somebody else's germs. Like, you're only, in theory, I don't know, I'm not a medical professional, obviously, but in theory, I'm only, like, acclimated to my own petri dish and other people's petri dish. That's different. You had donaires and pizza. My daughter sent it over for Valentine's Day. That's so sweet. I was gonna FaceTime my mom today, but I ran out of time. I think I'm gonna catch her on the weekend. Which, is good. I hope that means that it's not, like, real bad news. Whenever she texts me, it's like, FaceTime, I'm excited because I like talking to her, but I'm also a little worried, like, oh my gosh, is it bad news? Did somebody, like, is everybody okay? But if it can wait until Saturday, then it's probably fine. This one has a lot of resistance. Keyboards, more germs than toilet seats. I feel like a lot of things have more germs than toilet seats. Like, a toilet seat, like, the top of it is really just exposed to thighs, and thighs aren't exposed to all that much. Like, they mostly just kind of live in their pants. You know, mostly, right? This is going in a weird direction. You build an immunity to germs you encounter constantly, other people not so much. You clean keyboards, I just buy new ones all the time. They're expensive. Also, you get attached to them. I have, like, a love affair going on with the current one that I have. I was so heartbroken when I thought I killed it because I spilled tea on it, because, you know me. And then when it dried out and it revived again, I was so happy. It's, I love that keyboard. I don't know why, it just works so good, and it's, like, it's decidedly not tacky. I'm kind of over RGB and peripherals. Like, I won't avoid a peripheral because of it, and I can't, because I use the Artweaver, and they only make them with RGB now. But, I don't know. It's just, like, that whole Razer Super RGB look is so 2014. You remind me of my daughter. She's 32, and if she texts me and I don't reply, she worries that I've fallen or had a coronary. Yeah, that's me. I used to, like, I'm sure I'm not the only one. Like, when you're a kid and your parents are, like, late coming home from work, if they're, like, late by, like, an hour or something and they haven't called yet, you just, like, if they're, like, 5 minutes late, that's fine, but as soon as they're, like, over 45 minutes late, if you haven't heard from them, then, I'm not calling the police or anything, but I am absolutely imagining all of the ways that they could have died in a tragic fiery traffic accident, right? You have 3 of the same keyboards. I have keyboard rainbow LEDs. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a look that I'm not super into anymore. Although it's hard to get away from it. It's not like I'm anti-color. Obviously, I just, like, spray color over everything. And then turn up the saturation. I need, like, one more. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't get one more. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I feel like every time I've done this, I've had to undo it. Like, I've realized that it's not, something's wrong, and I have to, like, take it out, and it's always after I've done all of this, which takes a while. Hopefully the hubby doesn't come home. I mean, I kind of hope he does, because I might be at this a while, and I don't want him to be just, like, sitting waiting out in the cold parking lot, being like, I hope that she's done. Also, the surprise has absolutely been ruined. He super knows. Okay. Alright, that's on. So I need to install the pump header now. Don't stress too much about the words I use for specific things. They're not always going to be the right words. There's no, like, test that you have to pass. As long as it turns on, it doesn't matter what you call all the doodly bops. I'm not running a school. That is the worst angle. That doesn't help you at all. Alright, well, whatever. Okay, so those are gonna go into the pump cables once we are in. So I'm gonna these cables are always so stiff. I'm gonna hold these and make sure I have so my big screwy things are over there. I'm gonna go right back on here. I'm just gonna pop them back on. I'm kind of glad that they finally stopped packing in coolers, like stock coolers. I'm sure they must pack them in still with like more everyday processors, and that would make more sense because you can get by with using them on more everyday processors. But I don't know if I've ever seen a build where somebody was like, and we're gonna be using the stock Intel cooler today. I don't even know if there's anything wrong with them. People just always get something fancier. Okay. 2 more. I will not forget to do the third one this time. I am Canadian. What outed me? Maybe it's a Canadian thing? What's a Canadian thing? Worrying about your parents? Thermal paste was pre-applied on the pump header, and some of it already rubbed off onto the processor when we did our breadboarding post-test before installing all of this in the case. And we're just leaving it there because it's already there. It doesn't matter if it's a little gooey. It's gonna get gooey anyways. That's what it's supposed to do. Okay. All right, there we go. So that's on. Let's connect some cables. So this is the USB header that's making it so that we do not do not plug in the case ones. So sorry, dear. I can't believe that I need 2 and I only have 1. This is SATA power. We'll need that in a bit. Those are for these guys. So 1, and then where's the other one? 2. And honestly, I don't really have a good place to route those. I'm kind of just planning on letting them like hang out. Here, you can sit over there. That's fine. Also, this cable is always. Oh, I could route it behind, don't I? I have enough slack. Fine. I didn't even read anybody telling me to, but they're right. All right. Scooch. Sit up. Up, 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 up. Gosh, that's heavy. And then we go back. You like the view? Isn't that a great angle? And then down. And over. There you go. I'm still probably gonna just put the pump headers in. Well, I guess I can see while I already have it stood up. There we go. USB things right behind the back. Good job, go me. So there's also a power cables. There's one more, right? Like there's the, so that's the 3-pin pump header. And that one is too short, so that one does need to just like go right here. Okay. Am I going back down or do I need to route more stuff? Are we good? Did I do it? It's real dark in there. Actually, I know how to turn a light up. I have this handy thing. There we go. Kind of hurts me, but that's fine. Okay. What's next? I hate this. Can you just like, maybe I'll tape them up there. Also not a fan of that, but what do you do? Alright, so those two are gonna need power. Do I just plug in the graphics card and plug in the power and am I done? I don't even know if I'm gonna attach that stupid sci-fi Wi-Fi connector. I guess I will. It came with it. I already have it. It's just like the dumbest thing. It's like an extra antenna that sits outside of your PC, and this thing is never gonna be on Wi-Fi. Absolutely never. I guess I should install it just in case. Am I doing that now? Should I have the graphics card? I don't know. I didn't think this far. I guess I can pop the graphics card in and then do the power and start hooking up all the power. I guess that's next. Let's get these guys out of here. Soon. Yeah. Anyone ever used a thermal pad? Never used a thermal pad, no. Well, that came out. Do I need more, or is 2 gonna do it? Where'd my graphics card go? I need 1 more. GPU goes in last. I mean, this is last, right? Like, there's just power after this. I like to put the GPU in before the power because otherwise I'm going to route power cables over the motherboard and then I won't be able to get my GPU in. I did run the fan connectors through the back. I did. Unless you mean like this fan connector, in which case there is not enough room. This one is not long enough. Every other one I did. So I don't even need to take this one off. I just need to get that screw out of the way. So if you could just... I need to go further. Maybe I do need to take it off. There we go. There we go. I guess that top one can go back. Are you all the way in? It like seated pretty good. Maybe the fan connector cable. Am I supposed to like... It is back. It's not back. That clip is down. Why is this... Am I done? Why is this stuck if the clip is down? Like, I'm trying to unseat the graphics card so that I can... That clip is definitely not up. I hate how close this is to that prism. It makes it really hard to reach. any more down? Yeah, it's kind of stuck. Yeah, there's one clip. It's right here. It's unclipped. It won't unclip anymore, and it like won't release. I don't want to I don't want to put any more pressure on it. It's definitely stuck on the clip side, but that clip will not move anymore. Show you guys what I'm looking at. Like back here, that clip on the right, which I know this isn't very well lit, but the clip on the right won't release any further than that, but it also won't release the card right there. I'm pushing back on it as hard as I can. And it's definitely, that's where it's stuck. Like I can't even move it back in if I wanted to now. Oh, you know what? There we go. Can I tilt it towards the back of the case? No, it's let's see, I'll try. It's stuck on the right side. Originally it was like the edge of the card was stuck through the IO shield, but now I don't want to push it any further. We might just leave it in. We might just leave that in. It may not be worth rerouting this fan cable. Like I can get this one out. Probably. Yeah. This one. Can we just like pull it over? No, it's too short. Alright, well it's around the side of the card anyways. It's not like right behind the GPU. So that's just gonna have to be good enough. Okay. Seat the left side and then unclip and pull straight out. Unclip. Alright, there we go, you're right. Alright, well, I mean our problem solved. That's all we really want. That's all I really wanted to do is move those cables to the right. That's a lot of drama. Okay. In. In. Now stay. Okay. Yeah, sometimes these things require a lot more pressure than you think they're gonna. Do I need to, because I need to put one more of these things back in. Yeah, let's put that in right there. Alright, our next job is going to be installing the power supply and then hooking up all of our power cables, and we're almost done. I'll unpeel the plastic from the Corsair pump header at the end. I need one more of those big screws. What did I do with it? Did I put it in my screw dish? Maybe I don't. I had it. I knew I dropped a few. Here it is. Yeah, it's in the bottom of the case. Stay! I swear, 85% of this is just screwing things in, and the other 20% is plugging things in. That's kind of all of it. Okay. Why am I using my fingers? I have a screwdriver. There you go. You're in. Whew. All right. Power supply. Come back. So I left all the cables that we installed in it previously in it because those are the ones that I know that we need. So now we're just going to lay it flat in the bottom of the case, and I'm going to screw it through the back once I find the correct screws. So we can under there. Don't worry about this in a minute. Scooch. And right there. And then I need some screws. Back. There you go. That's the spot. It came with some screws. If I was smart, I would have had separate areas for the screws that came with different things. Oh, maybe they're back here. Although I'm sure some of them are interchangeable. We're helping. That card is a 1070, yeah. Yeah, this is for my husband's gaming PC. These are just extra cables. Those aren't screws at all. I threw a bunch of screw bags. There's 4 screws here. I don't know what these are for. Well, if they fit, they're for installing the power supply now. I'm gonna rotate this a little bit so that I can get in. I may need a magnetic screwdriver. I certainly don't have one. And like at this point, it's kind of too late. Maybe for next time. Oh, those do fit, so I guess we're using them. And there's only 4 of them, and I only need 4, so that makes sense. Maybe that's what that's for. Yeah, it's a 1070. Fan orientation. Radiator, there's 2 120, so 240mm radiator. At the top is an intake. I believe the front case fans are pre-set up as intakes as well. I should double check that. I'll take a look once we turn it on. And then, ow, I dropped it. Rear fan output. I may add a bottom fan like here. Maybe. I have one. I could. I don't see why not. I might put a bottom fan and have that as an output as well. Can you stay? You guys didn't see that, yeah. Okay. That's modular power supply. Yes, so I connected the cables that you see connected right now. It didn't come with any plugged in. I connected those ones earlier in the stream when we did the breadboard test. So those are the ones that I know I already need. And I may need a few more for like the case SATA fan cable. I think I'm going to need to add an extra SATA cable for that. But aside from that, those are the ones that we needed before. So I figured there was no sense in unplugging them just to replug them back in. I'm now questioning whether or not these are actually the right screws. Or if this is just like, yeah, it just needs to sit. The problem is that I'm pushing against it with my screwdriver. I just need my other hand. PSU fan inside the case facing the motherboard? You can do it like that. I like having it on the bottom. It's really up to you and the way you have your airflow in your case. As long as your temps are good, it doesn't really matter how you set it up. 2 more. I just have it so that all the text is, ow, my hair. I just have it so all the text is the right way up. This goes back here. Ow! Sorry. I'm loud. It doesn't hurt that bad. I'm more surprised than anything else. Although, whenever you do build a PC, you do typically need to pay the blood price. We have not broken skin yet, which is good. It's good. Yeah, my husband does not have a 4K monitor. Yeah, there is actually carpet under the PC, but it's not shaggy, and I think we might have a flat thing to sit the PC on. We used to have boards. I know mine has a board. Mine is sitting on like a piece of fiberboard, basically. Am I just dumb? Yeah. This PC is also very tall. It has big, tall feet. It's got almost an inch of clearance underneath, which helps. You're right, I really do need a magnetic screwdriver. This may actually end up being like the longest stream I've ever done, just because I guess we're only in like 2 hours and 44 minutes, which is surprising me for how well this is going so far. But just because I don't really want to turn it off until we've finished. I plan on going until I like get Windows on it, or at least get Windows starting to go on it. If I had done this earlier in the day, I was planning on installing all his drivers for him, and then maybe starting a few game downloads, but I can do that off stream. That's not that interesting. Yeah, the 1070 can handle 4K. Like, this used to be my card. I bought this back when my old PC was having problems, and it actually surprisingly turned out to be the graphics card that was the problem. And once I had upgraded it to it, I found that I could play WoW at least. Ow. That wasn't even pain, I just was mad that I dropped it. I played WoW in 4K on this graphics card is what I'm trying to say. It works great. Other games, maybe not. And he likes to play games that are probably more graphically. Man, I'm tired. Graphically demanding than WoW? This thing does not want... Can you please? Thank you. It's not even load bearing. Just stay. Thank you. Alright, power supply's installed. I'm glad that my chair fits here. I'm glad that I can sit while I do this. So, it's probably in order. I'm going to do the top cables first because I hate them. And then we're going to do the rest of it kind of however I want because I'm starting to feel over this. So, that's going to be my top cable. We never did establish if I needed to do the extra 4-pin, but it's easy enough to add after the fact. So, I'm going to route this one through here and then through here. And this is going to be really annoying. But it is what it has to be. Can you guys see? Not really. You're not really looking up enough. Also, it's like up here in the darkness. So, clip goes on top, which means that I need to spin this sucker. Do I have enough room? There we go. That's enough room. I hate these things. Okay. This is not going to be a good angle. That's fine. So, I'll do it half at a time. Let's see if that works. Half. And then the other half. Get in there. That was my attractive noise. Are you in? It better be, because I don't think I can push any harder. I wonder if I can see. It doesn't look quite right. Maybe it does. Maybe it is. I can't see if the clip is seated. Hang on, I need to stick my head in there. Ow, my hair! My mic stand keeps combing my hair. Okay, yeah, it's in. Whew, alright. So I can't forget that one, because it's done, so that's good. Let's do the other motherboard power. This just goes up there, but I guess I can do it back here. Here, and then you can come out right here, and same thing. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, that's flush. Good job. Alright, power to the fans? Question mark? I'll do the graphics card last. This doesn't look right, does it? Alright, so hang on, what do we got left here? SATA power and, yeah, so that's graphics card, so this is SATA power. I'm going to need to add another SATA power cable. One of these is going to need, I hate this. Stay up there for now. One of these is going to need to be for this guy. Which I guess we can just kind of like put, actually we can route that back there. And then do it this way. And then, do you think I can run both of them off of the same one, or should I add a different cable? Because it's got multiple ports on it. I never really understood that. I know you can't see. Okay, so that's the power for the case fans done. Or sorry, no, power for the pump fan done. Power for the case fans was somewhere else, and I know I need to find that one. So that's the one that I was wondering. Can I use the same cable? Do you guys know? How do you learn to do this? YouTube mostly. There's a lot of cable management that needs to be done. You mean this? This is not that bad. This is fine, you know? There's no nest in front of the places that need air. What is this again? Oh yeah, that's the one I need to hook up. So, same cables for the 2 SATA power to the fans. Because the SATA power cable has multiple headers on it. So I'm wondering if I can just use 2 of them on the same cable. I can add another cable. I do have more, so maybe I should just do that. It's intimidating to start, but you watch some YouTube, read some manuals. That's most of it. Don't, like, take your time, you know, don't rush it. Grab another one. You can use the same one? I guess I can, and then if they don't turn on, then I will add another one. But I'd rather not add more cables than I have to, right? So that would mean routing this back here, and then I'll find another port on that same one. Look at the same with HDDs, one long SATA with multiple connectors. Yeah, I figured they don't need that much power. There's no way it's going to be more than one cable can do, right? Right? Theoretically. Because yeah, I can just plug this back in right here. Okay. Both fans have power. This is for the graphics card. I'm really just going to do it like this. I'm not even sorry. Am I done? I don't feel done. It was too easy. It's worked so far. That's concerning me. We don't have any HDDs. I've forgotten something. I have to have. Should be fine with one. I guess I can just plug it in and see if it works. Like, it's no big deal if it doesn't work. Because then I know I just forgot to plug something in. Because it worked before. No! Yes. Okay, no, forget. For a second I thought I forgot the main motherboard power, but wait, we're good. We're good. We got it. Alright, so power. I'll plug my display cable back in. I'll shift the camera angle so you guys can see the monitor. And then I'll see if it works, I guess. Alright. We'll see if the case, whatchamacallit, power button works. That'll be fun. So, I'm moving you guys. Yeah, the water block is powered. If there's 2 M2s in there. One of them is under here, and then the other one, oh, I guess I didn't plug it back in here. The other one is stupid, and it just, like, floats right here. And I'm not happy about it, but that's where it goes. So I guess that's fine. Okay. This is the monitor over here. Clearly you can't see much of it. Oh well. Here, I'll pivot more. Make sure my M2 drive hasn't gone anywhere. I don't trust that. Alright. Oh my god. The power button says start and stop on it. You gotta be kidding me. We're plugged in. Power switch is flipped on. Lights are on. Alright, let me give it a minute, because it took a while to boot last time. Otherwise, I may have not connected the, power button correctly. I wasn't 100% on that. Because if I go in and I do this, yeah, power button's not hooked up. Fan works. Front fan works, back fan works, radiator fans are spinning up. Air appears to be going the correct way, that's good. And give that a minute and see if we get to the BIOS screen. Oh yeah, I forgot about that that stupid Wi-Fi adapter. There it is. I don't know why that takes so long. It's like really unnerving. So yeah, so this thing. Yeah, so it's fine. Obviously I don't have a keyboard installed, and I haven't put Windows on it yet. Also, I kind of figured it would say Asus and not American Megatrends, but you know, what do you do? Okay, so I need to hook up the power button better. So we're gonna shut it down. Also, CPU fan headers. Okay. CPU fan header is connected. It's right there. Well, it's not up there. What if I move this one? I'm changing the port that my CPU fan connector is in, because I don't think I had it in the right one. I'm going to put it up here on the top. There we go. Because there was a CPU fan header error on there, so that should be better. And now, what did I do wrong with the power button header? Because isn't that just this thing? Power switch. Yeah, where did that go? Because clearly wherever it was not where it goes. No, I flipped the, I used the motherboard button to turn it on that time. Which is cheating. So, I'm gonna redo the power button thing. 210. Oh, I think I know what I did. I think I plugged the power switch button into the power LED button, and that power button does not have an LED, but it does have a switch. So is switch even printed on here? Hang on. The diagram, like, there is a diagram, and it's not very good. I guess I could just keep plugging it in places. I can show you guys what I'm looking at. So, like, yeah. This is the diagram. Hang on, let it adjust. We might be too exposed here. Too bright? Too bright? It's the page, it's this page right here. And it is in fact too bright for you to see. But basically it's only showing me the ones that are closest to me. It's not showing me what goes above, and obviously one of those is the power switch, but I don't know which one, and it's not labeled on the motherboard. I'm looking and it is not labeled up there. So I guess I could just try moving it around until it works. I mean, that's an option. Clearly it doesn't go in the bottom row, though. It's one of the top row ones. It would go... Presumably, you would guess it would go above the reset switch, right? You would think? Because it looks like that's where... It's either above the reset switch or above the other one. But let's try it right here. And then try it again. There we go. That's it. That's all it needed. Let me see if my fan header error... You're looking at the wrong monitor again, but that's okay. See if my fan header error went away now that I moved that. After it gets going. It's pretty though, look at that. Look at all that light. It's RGB and stuff. I will need to get into the BIOS and make sure the RAM profile is enabled to make sure we're getting the speeds out of our RAM. What else? Drivers, normal stuff. Use tweezers for these pins because it's hard to plug them in. Little 2 or 3 character codes on the top row. No, well, it doesn't matter. I figured it out. If it's working, then presumably it's plugged in right. Okay, so now we're actually exciting stuff. We're actually into BIOS now. You can't see it, but that's fine. So I think we did it. I think this works. Oh, I don't look good anymore. Snowflake Hunter, thanks for the super chat. Happy Valentine's Day to you and your spouse. Thank you. Am I done? I think I'm done. It turns on. Also, I think he's home. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you guys very much for watching and for your kind words and for your help. Appreciate all that, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day.